Hey, and welcome to another episode of Midnight Quest, where tonight we will be continuing our hero's journey to become worthy opponents of the evil Dread Lord Zargon. Tonight, our heroes are headed to the World's Edge Mountains in the west in search of a wizard that has gone missing and rumors of a powerful artifact that he created. As always, if you're hanging out in the stream tonight, don't be afraid to throw something in the chat to let me know you're here. We've already got Justin Pollitt here, which is awesome. We had some awesome conversation going on last night, and that was a lot of fun, so I'm hoping that we can get that going again tonight. Remember that regardless of what you have to say, if it's a suggestion, a question about lore, question about game mechanics, a question about any general sort of thing, or even if you just want to chat and hang out, don't be afraid to throw it in here. Very happy to discuss anything that happens to be coming up in the chats. Also, don't forget that you can see all past episodes of Midnight Quest over on the Midnight Quest YouTube channel. That includes both quests and painting streams, and you can throw comments on that too, even though the episodes won't be live over there. Again, any suggestions, questions about anything, we are a small enough channel still at this point that we can respond to every single thing that we get. So please don't be afraid to let us know what you're thinking. All friendly comments are greatly appreciated. We would also appreciate a follow here on Twitch and a subscribe over there on YouTube. Every little bit helps when you're this early. Now, we've got some quests set up to take care of before we really get started in the game, so let's go ahead and get that taken care of so that we can get playing as quickly as possible. Let me go ahead and start up my background music here. There we go. We'll go ahead and pull our camera over here so that we can get our heroes picked. As always, we are randomly selecting 4 of our 10 heroes to go on the quest. Hold on here, I just realized that I got rid of my chat by accident. There we go. And those 4 heroes are going to be determined by these fancy Beatles cards, which line up with a character randomizer sheet back here behind me. Our first hero tonight is the Jack of Diamonds, which is Gramina, the Dwarven Explorer. This is Gramina here. Again, not quite painted yet. Explorer is a fairly new type of hero quest, hero class, and this particular character, or at least Gramina the Dwarf, is a character that is recurring from forever ago when me and my brother and my wife were playing Hero Quest, and this was always a comic relief character. The Dora Explorer, yes, that's right. Which beetle going on an adventure? Yes, yes. So I suppose Gramina would be Yoko. I mean, not that Yoko was a beetle, but I mean, that's kind of her equivalent. Next, we have the Ace of Clubs, which is Sir Ragnar. This is our only painted hero mini at the moment. Sir Ragnar was rescued back in Quest 2 and has been a great help to the heroes so far. Oh, internet issues, no fun. The 4 of Diamonds, which is Tiaga the Warlock. Where's she at? Here she is. Similar to the druid we had last night, Tiaga can transform to make her attacks much more powerful. She transforms into a big demon thing though. Oh man, yeah, internet issues are no fun regardless of what's going on there. Hopefully that'll resolve. I think it's either storming or getting ready to storm here where I am too. So hopefully that's not causing any sort of issues on my end, or even worse, let's hope I don't lose power entirely. And finally for tonight, the 9 of Diamonds is Paya the Monk. Another neat, fairly new hero class. Here, the monks have some pretty powerful physical attacks as well as some skills that they can use to help them. All right, so those are our 4 heroes. Let's go ahead and grab their character sheets. That way we can see what they have. We can visit the armory before we get too far and upgrade them as much as we have gold for. Let's see, where are we at here? There's Sir Ragnar. Here's Gramina. Here's Tiaga. And yes, Paya must be on the bottom. Absolutely. Probably it. Only got 1 bar. Oh, yes. No fun. Okay, so let's see what's going on here with what kind of stuff our heroes have. Now we collected a pretty good amount of gold last time. We've got 690 gold coins to spend, and we surely need some upgrades. I'll get my armory paper out here too, or papers. This, the armory is a 3-paper operation here. All right, what do we have and what do we need? Gramina could definitely use something better than a hand axe to attack with. We also still had rusty armor listed on her sheet, which is not correct. So both her attack and her defense are kind of pathetic, so we could definitely upgrade her. Ragnar could use a long-range weapon, but other than that, he's doing pretty good. Medieval pricing was crazy too. Yes, you are not kidding. Those blacksmiths wanted outrageous prices, that's for sure. Tiaga's also doing pretty good as she is. It wouldn't hurt to get her some chainmail to up her defense a little bit, but chainmail is expensive. And Paya is kind of in a similar situation there. It would be pretty cheap for us to buy her... Oh, no, she's not allowed to have a helmet. Am I right in saying that? Yes, she is not allowed to have a helmet, as the monk class can't really use any armor, or chooses not to, I should say. So Paya might just be as good as she can get already. So Gramina, getting Gramina a broadsword at the very least would be a good idea. Maybe even some sort of long range for either her or Sir Ragnar would also be smart. Okay. Let me bring up my calculator because doing math, I mean, not my strong suit anyway, but especially live on camera, no thank you. So we have 690 coins, and we are going to subtract. Broadsword costs 250 of those coins. Now she can sell her hand axe back to the armory for half of what it would cost, so that's actually going to give us 75 coins back. We'll go ahead and mark both of these changes here. So we'll mark down broadsword, erase hand axe, and that actually increases her close range attack to 3 dice, which is going to be very helpful for her. And then either her or Ragnar should get some sort of long range weapon. Let's see, both of them would have to buy the crossbow or short bow, which is the same thing, functionally the same thing. I just added in short bow as an alternate name because I like the idea of them using a traditional bow and arrow better than the crossbow personally. But functionally they're exactly the same thing. Very expensive, 350 coins for one of those, so we definitely can only afford one. Okay, so I guess we ought to just randomize who's gonna get it. Actually, I can tell you there's a strategically better person here because right now Sir Ragnar rolls better defense than Gramina. So it makes sense for Ragnar to be kind of on the close lines, or front line rather, since he can take a hit better and Gramina can be in the back shooting. Okay, chat, help me out here. Crossbow or short bow for a dwarf? Which one do you think? Which one makes more sense? Again, functionally they're exactly the same thing. It's just a name change, but just for all of our mind's eyes, should she be loading something into a crossbow and pulling a trigger, or is she knocking an arrow and pulling it back and shooting for a dwarf? Ooh, 2 votes for crossbow. Got it. Thank you, chat. We will go with that. And that is going to bring us down to 165 coins. Yeah, you know what? I totally agree with you guys. That already makes more sense, being that the dwarves are into like mechanical stuff. That crossbow makes more sense there. Crossbow will give her 3 attack dice long range, so that's just made her a much more well-rounded fighter. That is for sure. Okay, we'll put the armory away. We're done with that. Hopefully we'll get some more gold throughout this quest. We're pretty consistently spending it. Let's get some items here. There's not very much in the way of heroes that have items. Ragnar has a potion of healing, and Tiaga has a potion of strength, which would temporarily increase how many dice she throws for attack. And then we need to get spells and skills. So Gramina gets Explorer skills. Now each of the hero class skills work a little bit differently, and not all of the classes have skills. For a Dwarven Explorer, they gave that class skills to differentiate it from just the regular dwarf. So for Gramina, she has 3 skills. One's called Coin Hunter, one's called Danger Sense, and one is called Trapsmith. Coin Hunter means if she finds coins in a treasure search, she will find 25 more coins than what the card says. Just kind of natural, so they ought to be letting her do the treasure searching. Danger Sense allows her to, if she searches for treasure and pulls some sort of trap card out of there, she's allowed to discard that and draw again, but only once per turn. So every time she searches for treasure, she can do that, but she can't just like keep discarding bad cards until she finds one she likes. And then finally, Trapsmith means that if she is standing next to a trap that has not been searched for, so they don't know about it, if she's standing next to a trap once per turn, I, as the Dungeon Master, would have to tell her, hey, you're standing next to a trap. So makes Gramina good to be kind of out front of the party, scouting stuff, and also being the one to search for treasure. Ragnar also has some skills. The knight skills are Concentrated Attack, Rallying Call, and Imperial Training. These are all combat-based, of course. Concentrated Attack allows him to roll 2 extra dice for attack for the next 3 times he attacks. Rallying Call gives him and every other hero in the same room as him 2 extra defense dice until there's no more monsters in that room. And then Imperial Training allows him to re-roll either an attack, a defense, or a movement roll that he doesn't like. But again, only once, then that skill's gone for the quest. Tiaga gets her Warlock spells. Let's just make sure she's still at basic magic stuff since we're starting to get up on skill sets. Oh, I've marked that on her character sheet. Oh no, I was looking at Ragnar's character sheet. So she only gets the 3 Warlock spells for now. Fear allows her to make a monster so scared that it moves less and attacks less until it can break the spell. Dark Wings allows her to negate damage she just took and also move to any square she can see. And Demon Form allows her to transform into a big demon creature that has better attack and can also ignore pit traps. That is also a separate mini we should grab. This mini right here is her Demon Form mini. Set that over here because she's sure to cast that. Paya the Monk works a little bit differently. Again, her things aren't really spells or skills. I want to be a warlock. Sounds awesome. Yes, totally agree. Yes, that sure would be neat to be able to. You get mad and you turn into this big hulking thing that can destroy everybody. Paya the Monk gets 8 cards. These 8 cards line up with 4 elemental skills that she can use. I guess we'll call them skills. And these work really weird, and I'll be honest, I've tried to explain them a few times, and I've never really been satisfied with my explanation of it. It kind of makes more sense if you just see it happen. I'll try and explain it again, but hopefully this will make sense. So, for her, she has 4 elemental things she can use. The element of air, the element of earth, the element of water, and the element of fire, because of course it would be those 4. Any Avatar fans out there? Each one of those elements has 2 cards associated with it, and if she chooses to use one of those cards, it will get rid of both of those element cards. And she can only use the element of fire if she's used up everything else. She can get everything back if she chooses to use a turn to meditate. That meditation would take up both her actions on her turn, and she would not be able to defend attacks from monsters on that monster's turn, but it would give her all of these cards back. And she can do that at any point. So she can get some of the cards back if she's only used some of them, or she can get all 8 of them back if she's used all of them. Restarting my phone seemed to fix my issue. Good, awesome. And we're still in setup, so you haven't missed much. Okay, I think that's all for that. We don't need to do any traditional Hero Quest spells because none of these classes get them at the moment. So we should be pretty good to get started. Okay, I think so. I think we're good. So let me go ahead and read you guys the quest text so that we know what's going on here. Now again, we are still in our first book, which is called The Coming Storm. There are 14 books in this campaign that we're going to go through. The Coming Storm is kind of the opening book, and this is quest 5 of that book. The quest is called Melar's Maze. Ooh, here's another thing you guys can help me with real quick as an aside. This character's name is M-E-L-A-R. Is that Melar or Melar? Because I've said it both ways. Or is it Melar? I don't know. That's also going to be weird to type in the chat how you think that's said, right? Can we type phonetically what that should be? I've been saying Melar, but I'm not super thrilled. I don't know if that's right or not. Maybe we should just say that. Am I right? Is it Melar, or should it be something else? Anyway, Melar's Maze. Long ago, a powerful wizard by the name of Melar created a Talisman of Lore, which would enhance the wearer's understanding of magic. It is rumored that Melar hid the talisman in an underground laboratory at the heart of his maze shortly before he disappeared. Recover the talisman, and you may keep it for yourself. Indeed. So the heroes are headed over to a mountain called, well, it's in the peaks called the World's Edge Mountains. The tower that they are headed to is called Turrek Tor, and this was the tower of Melar, however you're supposed to say his name, and he's gone missing. So we are to find out what's going on with him, and hopefully find his Talisman of Lore. If we can't find anything else, at least we'll find that. All right, let me make sure I'm jumping to the right camera. We actually need to go clear up to the corner of the board to start tonight's quest. Our stairway is up here. Right there. And we'll go ahead and stick the doorway out of this room on there too. That doorway is right there. And then of course we will have our 4 heroes appear on the stairway. Grimina the dwarf, Sir Ragnar the knight, Tiaga the warlock, and Paya the monk. Now, as always, we are going to be randomizing pretty much everything that happens. I've explained that a couple times before, so I would imagine most of the people in the chat know why we're doing that. If you are new here and you haven't said anything in the chat yet, first off, please let us know you're here. We'd love to have a conversation. But also, remember, if you have a question about game mechanics or why everything is being randomized, don't be afraid to throw something in the chat and ask, and we'll talk about it. Unless somebody asks, we'll just assume everybody knows and we'll just go on so that we can get as much playing in as possible. Okay, so Grimina. We need to do some searching, potentially. She has several options to start her turn. Search for traps, search for secret doors, search for treasure, or leave this room. And she's gonna leave. We're starting off by not searching for anything. That's always good. And hero characters can leave the stairway on any square that is adjacent to the stairs. So it doesn't have to be the one that's directly next to her. She just rolled a 10. By the way, if you direct your attention to the bottom left of the screen, you will find a dice cam if you're looking to keep up with what the dice are rolling. So Grimina is going to go 1, 2, and open this door. She can now see this hallway. Let's turn that phone just a little bit so that you guys can see what's out there in the hallway too. We have a wall here, another door right next to that wall. There we go. And of course, this also does continue up around the corner in that way, but she can't see that yet. Now, Grimina, are you going to stop here and search this hallway for traps or just walk out there? She is going to stop and search for traps. Kind of surprising. Okay, so just from this square to that corner, no traps. Now again, all heroes born in this land are born with an innate ability called Warrior Sense, which allows them to focus their energy and detect hidden traps or secret doors. So anytime we're seeing them do that, that's why they're able to search all of those spaces without having to physically move to them. Or at least that's the lore stuff we're giving to that game mechanic. All right, that is it for Gramina's turn. Ragnar, traps in the room, secret doors in the room, treasure in the room, or leave. He is going to do secret doors in the room. And there are none. Now this also, in a weird way, means they don't need to search for traps in here either. And that is only because Gramina didn't. So since they know that there are no secret doors in this room, the only two squares they need to step on is the one Gramina stepped on and the one she's currently on, which they know are not trapped. So they don't really need to search this room for traps now. Ragnar, second action, treasure or leave. He's doing treasure. Our first treasure card of the quest. Let's see what Ragnar finds. You find a piece of parchment folded into an envelope carefully hidden on a high shelf. Inside is a hastily scrawled note in the language of mountain orcs, as well as 15 gold coins. Nice. That puts us up to 180 coins. Too bad that wasn't Gramina that did that search, that she would have found an extra 25 just because she's an explorer. All right, Warlock, Tiaga. We don't need to do anything in this room, so her two options are move or cast demon form. She is just gonna move. She's saving the demon form for something else. And she's got a pretty good movement there too. 1, 2, 3. Now, we've already searched for traps in this hallway. She could stop and search for secret doors. So let's card that. Is she gonna do that? She is. She's gonna stop right here and search this hallway for secret doors. Same described area as earlier, no secret doors. And that leaves us with Paya, whose only option right at the moment is to move. She also got a pretty good movement roll there. We need to go ahead and draw which direction is she gonna go once she walks out into that hallway. Excuse me, well, I'll say a red card is up and a black card is down. She got red, so she's gonna head up into that new part we haven't revealed yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And from this square, she can see up into this upper hallway. See if I can get my camera to show this fairly well. This is a very long hallway, so actually we're gonna split this a little bit. What she can see is another door into that red room, right here. Further down the hallway, there are a couple of walls blocking off that double wide. And then way down the hallway is a mummy. Here, there's the mummies. This is a mummy right here. This is the most powerful of the undead creatures, other than a kind of a weird special thing that I changed and made up. These guys are really slow, which means this guy all the way down here is not really that big of a threat right at the moment, but not mine. Yes. Hopefully this is nobody's mummy. Not too big of a threat being that he's far away, but if this mummy gets up close, they are high in defense and pretty good on attack. So this is a monster that's not super easy to kill. Okay, Paya. All the way back down over here. We need to determine what she's gonna do. She could keep moving. She's got plenty of movement to keep moving. Is she gonna stop and search for traps? She is. Now she can actually move one more space before we stop her movement, because she does know that corner space is not trapped. This trap search is gonna apply to that entire hallway that we just saw. So, and this doesn't always happen, but because this is a long hallway, this is going to apply to from corner to corner on the whole board. I can't even quite get that entire thing on camera. In that area, there is one trap, and this is a new type of trap that we haven't seen, I'm pretty sure. Maybe in the very first quest we ever streamed, which by the way was a week ago today. So happy tiny anniversary to Midnight Quest, I guess. This quest is a falling boulder trap, and this is one of the more dangerous traps. Not only can hurt the heroes pretty bad if they set it off, but will also trap them beyond it. It'll create a wall right there if that trap is triggered. Okay, actually, we don't need to, go the direction I'm going here because it is the monster's turn now. So let's see this mummy move. Again, as I mentioned, they don't move very fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all he manages. So he's shuffling his way over there. Back over here to the heroes. Here we go. Sorry for the drastic camera movements. I'm gonna get my second camera over there so we don't have to keep physically moving it back and forth. I'm gonna grab a drink here too. Okay, Grimina. There's nothing to do but move. We do need to determine which direction she's going. She sure didn't get a very big movement there. Okay, red for up, black for down. She is also going up, so she's going to be going with Paya, so we'll send Tiaga and Ragnar the other direction. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I forgot to put a trap search marker in the hallway over here. So Grimina, where she's at, she could also search for secret doors in this hallway. So she's not in front of a door, she's nowhere near within range of that mummy, so we're gonna have to go ahead and have her search for secret doors. Again, from corner to corner, no secret doors. Oh, you know, one tiny character setup thing I forgot to do, and I don't think we need to do too much with this because it's not a super big deal. I forgot to get the character cards so that I can remember the order, the turn order. Let's see, what is it? Paya, Tiaga, Ragnar, and where is Grimina? There she is. Okay. Having this visual cue down here near me just kind of helps me remember at a glance what the turn order is. It was Colonel Mustard with the candlestick. Yes, I bet you're right. But in which room? The red room? The blue room? The stairway room? There we go. Okay, so next is Ragnar, and like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna go ahead and kind of force him to go down the other direction so that we're splitting the heroes into groups of 2. Ragnar is gonna move 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent, he made it all the way down to that door. Are we on camera? Yeah, pretty much. So he is going to open this door, and in our new room, we discover no new doors, a throne, which again is a pretty neat furniture mini. It doesn't do anything, but it's neat. I believe this is the Mage of the Mirror expansion throne, so it's kind of got some like elven stuff on it. Sitting here, and actually no monsters either. So Ragnar, he's looking into the room. What are we going to search for, traps or secret doors? He is searching for secret doors. Now there's something weird about this room. Let me remind myself what it is. Yes, he finds nothing. Had to remind myself what the weird quirk of this room was. Interesting. Tiaga, we are also going to send her down with Ragnar, but she does have an extra option. Is she going to move, or is she going to go ahead and cast her demon form spell? She's going for the demon form. All right, we'll grab her spell there and we'll stick it over here. Now, demon form allows her to transform into a demon. I mean, fairly unsurprisingly. Needs to look harder. Yes, you're absolutely right, Gohan. Because there is something weird about that room. So Tiaga transforms into the big old demon there. This allows her to roll 1 extra attack dice for both close and long range attacks. This spell will be broken if she takes any damage. However, she regains the ability to cast this spell if she reduces a monster's body points to 0. So essentially, if she consumes the essence of a monster, she regains the ability to cast her demon form. All right, second action, she can move. let's get her going on down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just enough to get in the room, but she has no other actions left, so she can't do anything else. I looked into buying this game, and I can't justify it for $100 when I have unfinished dungeon crawler games. Yes, totally understood. The main game is, gosh, last I checked, what, probably $130-ish, $130. The expansions are much cheaper, but the expansions are useless without the base set. So yeah, $100 and something for the Avalon Hill version. I've got 4 of them. One of our books way later on, which was originally a Milton Bradley thing, is 4 simultaneous boards. Now they laid it out so that you could still play it if you only have 1 board, but I always dreamed of playing it as like total free range. The heroes can go wherever they want on any of those 4 boards. So I made sure that over time I bought 4 copies of the main base set so that I would have 4 boards. And also I like to have lots and lots of monsters for all of these variants and stuff, you know, mountain orcs and wasteland orcs and swamp orcs and stuff. The original game didn't have any variants at all. I'm just gonna buy the expansions and I'll still figure something out. Yes, yeah, that's the spirit, absolutely. There are enough, again, this game, the original version of this game has existed since 1989. So there are enough files online that if you were real crafty, you could probably print cards on cardstock and cut them out. You could print the game board across several pieces of paper and tape them together. I mean, you could absolutely figure something out. All right, that leads us over to Paya, who is up there on the corner. There's nothing else to search in this hallway, so she is going to move. Here we go. 10, we're definitely gonna have to do something about the camera. Let me think about this. I think we're gonna stick with this camera for the moment, but we definitely wanna get both cameras in on the action here soon. Yeah, we'll go this way. She's off camera at the moment, but she's about to not be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there is that mummy coming at them, but it's not really that big of a threat, being that it moves so slow. I think she should open this door. When the mummy gets here, then they can deal with it. In the red room, there is another door. And at the moment, that's it. Paya, are we searching for traps or are we bounding into the room? Bounding. They always bound. Why can't they, like Afterwinter, be bound less? Exactly, that's future problems. I like the way you think, Gohan. Absolutely. How many did Paya move here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And right here, she steps on a trap that she could have searched and chose not to. Oh, I missed. Justin Pollitt says Amazon has it for 107. Good, that's definitely down. Definitely down. I think when it first went to retail, it was like 119. But I had been seeing it in physical stores for more like 130 or 140. So 107 is definitely good. We're gonna try and to play Gloomhaven more regularly. Did a quest and organized a bunch of tokens today. Awesome. Yeah, that picture you sent me looked pretty neat. Okay, so Paya just stepped on a pit trap. Now, pit traps are not, they're not the worst thing ever, but it's still not really the one that you want if you're gonna step on something. Pit traps don't go away unless they're disarmed, and she is now standing on one, which means the floor starts to fall away as she steps on it. Now, she has one chance to jump over this instead of fall in it. We're gonna roll a combat dice, and if it's a shield of either color, she jumps away. If it's a skull, she fell in it. She fell in it. So she falls down the pit. It's not a real deep pit or anything, but still, she wasn't expecting to fall, so she falls hard enough to hurt, and that costs her 1 body point, putting her down to 9. On her next turn, she'll be able to crawl up out of there without having to roll anything else, and luckily, that trap is in a very avoidable space in that room. But it always goes to show you, if you're ever playing heroes in this game and things aren't being randomized, you should always search for traps. Okay, Paya being done, let's switch cameras here and move this up to the mummy. Here we go. And this mummy, again, is going to be real slow, but it's going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if any of these heroes know who Brendan Fraser is, but he would probably be kind of handy right at the moment. Back over here. I told him to look harder. You absolutely did. Justin says, how do you disarm a hole in the ground? This is a really good point. I always picture that they grabbed some boards or something and put it over so that they could walk over it. But yeah, even that is a pretty flimsy, a flimsy, what am I searching for there? Not excuse, but yeah, it's not really the greatest answer, is what I'm trying to get at. The Explorer, we're back to Grimina. We need to adjust the camera to find Grimina, because as a dwarf, she's so short the camera can't find her. There she is. Okay. There we go. I wonder how, like, I don't know if HeroQuest has ever answered, like, canonically, how short are the dwarves in that world. Again, they leave stuff up to you, so I suppose we could decide that. Dwarves are for sure shorter in this world, but how much shorter? How short are they exactly? Might have to take a look at the minis just in comparison to one of the quote-unquote regular stature heroes, just because I'm curious. Just based on visual here, she doesn't look that much shorter than Ragnar. Interesting. Okay, so she can move 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I don't know that that mummy is close enough for them to really deal with. We're going to turn her in here. Oh, Bohemius, how's it going? Less than an inch. Yeah. Ragnar's a dwarf too. Yeah, absolutely. That would actually be a pretty good battle advantage if they could get a weapon sharp enough to stab the enemy's toes. Let's see, so what should we have Grimina do here? I mean, we should probably still have her search for traps, but of all the hero classes, again, the Explorer has that, I think it's Trapsmith, right? Yeah, it's Trapsmith. That means I would need to tell the player playing as Grimina if she is standing next to a trap once per turn. So if there's any hero class that could safely walk into a room without searching it, it's the Explorer. So I kind of feel like it's a weird thing. I think we're still just going to make it 50-50. Does she stop here and search for traps? Nope. She's not worried about it. Let's see, how many did she move? She was here, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Luckily, none of the rest of those squares were trapped. Now, since she still has another action, and this room has been searched for nothing, let's card this too. Search for traps, search for secret doors, search for treasure, open that door in front of her. She is going to go for treasure, just like a dwarf. And again, she's got a couple of extra neat things for her going for her. So if this is a trap, she gets to discard that and draw again. If this is gold, she finds more gold than what the card says. Let's see what she finds. Behind a loose stone in the wall, you find a small chest half filled with jewels worth 35 gold coins. Nice, so for her, that is actually going to be 60 coins that she found. And that is going to put us up to 240 total. There we go. Okay. Now she could still open that door. Opening a door is not an action, but I guess let's card that too. Honestly, it would be dumb for her to open that door. She doesn't have an action left, which opens her up to attack if there are monsters in that room. It would be dumb to open it, but a player might still do that. So let's see, is she gonna open the door or leave it closed? She's leaving it closed. That's the smarter option. Okay, moving on to Ragnar, who is down here. What have they searched in there? Only secret doors, and they found nothing. So this is kind of an odd room. Somebody just needs to search it for treasure, because as far as they know, this is a dead end. And Tiaga's already in there. So I think Ragnar, logistically, would probably leave. He's not going to walk in there when they don't know if there's traps. But as far as they know, there's nowhere else to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I did. Okay, and that actually brings us to Tiaga. Secret tunnel, yes, go hands on to something there. He knew it as soon as they opened the door. Tiaga, the only thing left to do as far as they're aware in this room is search for treasure. And she finds... I'm searching for the thing. Here we are. Melar's key, or Melar's key. Somebody help me out with that. How do we pronounce that? Is it Melar, Melar, Melar? What is this guy's name? Anyway, she found his key. And as soon as she finds it, she touches it, it disappears, but also this throne moves to the side, revealing behind it, he who shall not be named. Yes, absolutely. Revealing behind it, Gohan's secret tunnel. Another door into this green room. This quest actually spawns a whole nother book. So one of our later books is based on the events of this very quest. So this is a name I'm going to have to say a whole bunch. So I better make up my mind on how to pronounce it. Okay, so she found that door there. So I think now she's got two options. Now it would be to her benefit to potentially search for traps because she has to step on more squares. Is she going to do that? Search for traps or move? Mel, like in melon. So Melar, right? Or Melar. So would you put the emphasis on the first syllable or the second? Melar or Melar? I guess if it were melon, it would be more like the first syllable, wouldn't it? Curiosity there. Okay, is she going to search for traps before she moves? Nope, she is not. Lucky for her, there's no traps on those squares. 1, 2, 3. And she can go ahead and open this. In our new room, this green room, which is totally not on camera, here we go. In our green room, there is another door. There is also an alchemy bench. Now this used to be a nice wizard's tower, so we'll put a carpet down here instead of a dirt floor. And of course, one of the neater furniture pieces, the alchemy bench, filled with weights and potions and ingredients and parchments and all sorts of things. Really excited to see Savannah paint one of these because I think those will turn out really neat. Mel is the syllable. Okay, so yeah, Melar. Melar. I'm gonna have to remember that for sure because it's not the next book either. It's like in my order. Prophecy of Telor is, I want to say book 4. Yeah, I think that's right. So we'll have a little while before we come back to that. I got to remember that, Melar. 3 mountain orcs also hanging out in this room. We're going to be using a mixture of the new monsters and the old monsters for this. So we got some Avalon Hill guys and one Milton Bradley guy. And they were actually expecting somebody to come in the other door. They're all looking that way. So we've got a little bit of the element of surprise. Not that it's going to do her any good since she doesn't have any actions left. Is she going to stop her movement here or continue walking? Oh, she's continuing to walk. Let's see, she only moved 3 squares. Now she attacks better from long range. So it would be to her benefit to not go very far into the room. So I think that it doesn't make sense for her to walk up there to them. Okay. Paya. Paya the monk is over here at the bottom of a pit trap because she is a moron and she did not search first. However, she can just crawl up out of there, so she doesn't have to roll again to get out of there. And they don't need to disarm this trap either. I think we can actually do something kind of cool here, and I think we're going to go ahead and do this. We don't even need to roll her movement dice because she's guaranteed at least 2. We're going to open the door. We're going to have her crawl up out of that pit trap, push past Gramina, and just position herself right here in the middle of all 3 of those mountain orcs. Now this would be a really dumb decision for a hero to make. However, her element of air includes a skill called Eye of the Storm. As an action, make 1 unarmed attack against all adjacent and diagonal monsters. So this allows her to attack all 3 of these orcs. It's possible she kills all 3 of them with this 1 attack. However, because this is an unarmed attack, meaning she can't use her wooden staff, she's got to just use her fists, she's only going to roll 1 dice. so it's also fairly likely she'll miss several of them until she becomes more powerful. Okay, so she starts swinging her fists in a crazy frenzy. First off, we're going for the orc next to her there. She does manage to hit it with a 1. The orc does not defend. That's 1 down. Next, she turns her attention to the orc directly in front of her. She swings her fists and misses. And finally, the orc with the flail, she swings her fists and also misses. Well, she still took out one of them. It's still pretty neat. It would have been neat if she had knocked out all 3, but it also would have felt a little cheap. Okay, monster's turn. We got 2 things to take care of. Let's go ahead and take the first thing, the easy thing first. Deck 'em. Better than I would have done. Gohan says better than I would have done. Agreed, me too. Or I would have hit that first orc, and then instead of hitting the other 2 orcs, I would have just been going, ow, the whole time. That's probably what would have happened. This poor mummy over here is desperately trying to get to the heroes. He is quite sure that he saw, but he's still just kind of meandering along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost out of camera shot there. And then for our other monster's turn, of course, we have our 2 orcs in this room. Now, both of them could attack Paya, but we do have a second option for attack in this room. So I think one of them at least ought to come down here and do Tiaga, but maybe we'll card it because they both did avoid an attack from Paya. So it would make sense since she engaged them if they didn't move and both attacked her. So we'll start with the flail guy. Is he going to move or attack Paya? He's just going to attack Paya. The orc swings its flail, but also misses. They're just missing each other back and forth. Look at that, by the way. 3 black shields. 1/6 chance on each dice to roll a black shield, and we got 3 of them. Feels like statistically that shouldn't happen. And the other orc, staying on Paya or moving? This one's actually going to move. 1, 2. Now let's hope this orc also misses, because if it lands a hit, Tiaga is going to lose that demon form. Are they stormtroopers? Yes. Definitely seems so. The orc swings its mace and hits Tiaga with a 2. Tiaga might defend this, but she does not. Ouch. Now we could use her Darkwing spell. The Darkwing spell can activate whenever she takes damage. It would negate that damage and allow her to move, and it would allow her to keep her demon form, and that would be a good idea, but it's also pretty easy for her to get her demon form back. All she has to do is successfully kill a monster for any reason, and she gets that spell back. So I'm not super bothered. I don't think this damage was big enough for her to Darkwings that. So let's go ahead and let her lose the demon form here. Theoretically, temporarily. But she is down to 8 body points now. That was not a small hit. Alright, back to Gramina, who is standing in the doorway right up here. She could definitely get down in there and help. She could also search for traps in that room from her current position. Excuse me, is she going to do that? No, she's going to walk in there and help. Alright, 1, 2. Let's see, which orc should she go for? She's going to help out Paya here. Going for the flail guy. Gramina pulls out her brand new broadsword and takes a swing at the orc, hitting it with a 1, which it does not defend. Very nice. Why would they learn anything? Yeah, exactly. The very first quest that I streamed on this channel was a quest called The Trial, and for Bohemius and anybody else that might be watching who knows Hero Quest, that's not the normal The Trial. I switched some names around. We actually lost a hero. One of the heroes died on that quest. Sorry, my brain just flushed all the information in the middle of that sentence. One of our heroes died, and it was because none of them would search for traps. They kept walking into traps over and over and over. She didn't die to a trap, but she came up to it was a female wizard, found a really, really difficult monster called a Dread Warrior. It was the boss of last night's quest. It was one of those things, and she just didn't have the body points to deal with it because she had walked into so many traps. It was actually getting frustrating watching them just dumbly walk into these traps. You know, dumbly is a pretty dumb word too, so that fitting. Okay, that takes us to Sir Ragnar. Speaking of dumb, he left that room when there was stuff to be done, and now he's way out here away from the party. Maybe we send him off to deal with that mummy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go ahead and leave him right there. Oh, he's off camera, isn't he? Here he is. We don't need to make him step on that trap on purpose. That would also not be very smart. But we luckily... Oh, no, darn it. We didn't buy him the crossbow. It was Gramina that had it. Well, dang. I mixed up who had it. I thought he was going to be able to shoot at the mummy. Nope. I guess he's just kind of hanging out right there for the time being. Okay, back over here to our green room, we have Tiaga the Warlock. Let's see if my camera will let me get closer here. A little bit. Let's see if Tiaga can get rid of that orc in front of her so that she can get her demon form spell back. What's she got for close range? She's got a wooden staff. Tiaga pulls out her staff and takes a swing at the orc, hitting it with a 1. And the orc defends the attack. Look at that. Again, 2 black shields. That's twice within, what, like 10 minutes that we have rolled a black shield on every single dice we rolled? That's wild. Don't think that's supposed to happen. Now, she does have a second action, and this green room has not been searched at all. Can't search for treasure until that orc's dead. So is she going to search for traps or secret doors? Traps. There are no traps in this room. And that leaves us with Paya, who might as well go over there and try and help. We didn't need to roll those. 1, 2. We're guaranteed at least 2. Paya pulls out her wooden staff and also takes a swing at this apparently very quick orc, hitting it with a critical hit of 2. The orc defends 1, but not the other, which means it is dead. Out it goes. Clearing the room just in time. Okay, it is the monster's turn. Now, luckily, nobody's attacking these 3, but Ragnar just served himself up right here for this mummy. So let's get that going. 1, 2. Now, this is a weird thing here. In HeroQuest, monsters do not trigger traps. So the heroes are the only ones who can trigger traps, so the mummy can safely stand on that falling boulder trap without it doing anything. The mummy takes a swing of its bandaged fist at Ragnar, hitting him with a 1. Oh, surely he can defend that. Ragnar attempts to defend, and does. Okay, good. I was going to get a little bit upset at old Raggy there if he could not defend that. The trial is slightly more difficult than the average HeroQuest quest. Absolutely true, Bohemius. But was made that way because they realized that most of the people play only the first mission of the booklet. Yes, that is, I'd never heard anybody make that second part of that argument. That is a very, very good point. Yes, Avalon Hill released a couple of quests that were like not part of a book that were meant to be played, I think, before the trial. One of them was called New Beginnings. The other one might have been Rogar's Hall. And I adapted one of those into an introduction quest and called that the trial. I don't remember now which quest I adapted. I want to say it was New Beginnings. So I called New Beginnings the trial, and then I called the quest that is really supposed to be called the trial, I called that one Felmarg's Tomb. Just to move some names around so it all still kind of made sense. But yes, no, totally agreed. The quest that I call Felmarg's Tomb, which is our episode 2, is an extremely difficult opening quest. And then the rescue of Sir Ragnar and Lair of the Orc Warlord are almost like pathetic easy in comparison. And I was a little bit worried about it because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Bohemius, was Ragnar was the first time that you chatted, at least. I don't know if you watched either of the other streams prior to that, but I was actually kind of worried when I started seeing names I hadn't seen before pop in on that particular quest. Like, oh man, they popped in on a real easy one and they're going to think that this game is nothing. So glad you already had knowledge of the quest, so you knew what to expect. All right, moving back to Gramina in the green room. We need to move our camera so we can see what's going on there. This camera kind of got all messed up here. Let's see if I can fix this. Here we go. Gramina is standing here looking the wrong direction compared to everybody else. Is she going to search for secret doors or treasure or leave? King is redraw. 5 is the middle one, so treasure. Again, that makes sense. I'm glad the randomizer is letting her be the one to search for treasure. Let's. Oh yes, there's something special. The first hero to search for treasure in this room will find a potion of healing. I suppose that makes sense, given that there is a alchemy table there. So just a regular old run-of-the-mill potion of healing will gain her 4 body points whenever she decides to use that. And that was pulled from our treasure deck, so there is theoretically 1 less potion of healing that they might find until that gets used up. With her second action, she might as well... Oh, she could theoretically search for secret doors. What are we going to do? Yeah, she's going to do the secret door search too. There aren't any, but at least they know. Ragnar. Go back up here with the mummy. Can finally actually hit this guy. Now again, mummies are no joke when it comes to Hero Quest monsters. They have 3 attack, 4 defense, and 2 body points. So they're kind of hard to hit, and they're also tough to kill even if you do manage to land a hit. Ragnar swings his broadsword at the mummy and totally misses. Good job. Good job. Standing ovation, Ragnar. That's fantastic. You can't do that. You gotta hit the guy. This hallway doesn't need to be searched for anything else either, so rather disappointingly, that's it for his turn. We are coming back over here to Tiaga. Nothing left to do in this room except leave, so we want somebody to go up there and help with that mummy. It's got to be somebody with long range, so it's either got to be Gramina or Tiaga. So let's draw to see which way she goes. So is she going towards Ragnar, or is she opening that door? She's going to open this door. That makes sense. She's close to it. Oh, she only got 2. 1. She opens the door, and out in this new hallway, let me adjust our camera so that you guys can see this new hallway. We have a wall right here. We already know about the wall that is over here. There is another door right here. And another door right over here. Some more split paths. Now she could theoretically move 1 more, but we also need to see if she's gonna do a search. Are we searching for traps first? Yes, she is. Good job. Now this is not a huge area to search for traps in, just from this square to the end right here, no traps. I'll grab a drink here. What do we see? That was that. So we are now at Paya, and Paya is going to be also going with Tiaga. She doesn't have any close range. She can't help with that mummy. So let's send her out that direction. 6 is what she got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now she's got a few options. Search this hallway for secret doors, go left, or go right. She's going to search for secret doors. We're getting the searches out of the way. There are none in this hallway. Monster's turn. We are back to the mummy. The mummy swings its fist at Sir Ragnar, hitting him with a 1. He does not defend, dropping him to 9 body points. That was I was just about to complain that the mummy was going easy on him, and then he just didn't defend it. Ragnar's losing his edge. Okay, Gramina. Gramina is going to go up there and help him out. Since we bought her that crossbow before we started the quest, she can shoot from afar. Let's get her up there, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just enough squares to make it up there. Gramina loads an arrow into her brand new crossbow and fires, hitting the mummy with a 1. Oh man, you gotta hit a mummy harder than that. And it, unsurprisingly, defends. Ooh, what do we got? Bohemia says originally the European version had a different first mission called the Maze. Yes, I forgot about that. Was set up to be a competitive mission because the other standard board games were competitive. That's right, I've got a PDF of that, but I haven't looked at it for years. Man, I'd totally forgotten about that. That's neat. I need to take a look at that quest. Okay, so Gramina tried to help. Didn't quite get it. Ragnar, however, is our next one, so he can also just go ahead and give it another try. Ragnar swings his broadsword at the mummy, missing for the second turn in a row. This mummy might have taken a while to get up to them, but now that it's here, it is moving surprisingly quick. We might need to get Ragnar to use one of his skills. I'd kind of hate to use it this early in the quest, but if they're struggling this hard, we might have to. Again, no searching needs done in this hallway, so that is it for them. That brings us back down to the other team, Tiaga and Paya. Tiaga, no more searching in the hallway, so now we need to decide which direction they're going to go. Let's see, left or right? We are going to the right. 1, 2, 3. Tiaga opens the door into this tiny room. Oh, that's not the direction we need to go. So you can get a little bit closer here. Doesn't seem to matter which direction I move this camera. I've still not gotten a hold of where this camera is in space. No further doors. There is in here, however, a zombie. This is a monster we haven't seen too much of yet. This is an Avalon Hill sculpt of the zombie. These are the kind of second hardest undead mob. There's skeletons, zombies, and mummies. And then also Chaos Warriors are something that I made undead. They weren't in the original game, but they're definitely harder. So not a big deal here. Tiaga can totally handle this. And she moved enough to move in there. So are we stopping to search for traps? Yes. So instead of attacking, she has determined she's going to search this tiny room for traps. There are none, but at least she was smart enough to search. Paya then, that kind of opens Paya up to go in there and mess that thing up. Did she get enough rolls though? 1, 2, 3, 4, just barely. Paya swings her wooden staff at the zombie, hitting it with a 1. They only have 1 body point, but they've got 3 defense. But it blocks. Sometimes I swear my dice are prone to black shields. It's wild. That brings us to the monster's turn. So since we're already pointing down here, let's go ahead and take care of this. The zombie returns its attack, swinging its dagger at Paya, but also missing her. Man, they're all stormtroopers today. We're not getting anywhere with this. And then we need to go back up to the mummy battle. The mummy swings a fist at Sir Ragnar, hitting him with a 2. He does defend the attack. Good, at least he's putting up a fight now. And then we are back to Gramina. Good, because we're already pointing up there. So Gramina is going to put another arrow in her crossbow and fire at the mummy. Hitting the mummy with a 2, that's a better hit. If it doesn't defend, that'll kill it. And it doesn't. Excellent. Way to go, Gramina. All right, next weird thing that we need to do. Gramina needs to be the one to get rid of that trap. So there is the whole rest of this hallway here that they need to check out, because they don't know what's beyond that. Now they know there's no traps or secret doors other than that trap that they're looking at. Gramina is the only one in the party, I'm pretty sure, who can do anything about it. Yes, that is correct. And she still only has a 50-50 chance of getting rid of it. She hasn't developed her dwarf disarm yet. So this is kind of a dangerous move. Now, and she can't do that on this turn. Disarming a trap is an action. She's already attacked, so if she moves, she will not also be able to disarm. Even more unfortunate, Ragnar can't disarm that trap, which means either he's going to have to just forfeit his turn, or not go down the hallway with her, or just trigger the trap. And a falling boulder trap is a really dumb one to trigger on purpose. So I hate forfeiting any hero's turn because I feel like most players would resist doing that. But I think that is the smartest option for the party at the moment, is for Ragnar to just stay there. Okay, coming back down over here, we are at Tiaga. There we go. So Tiaga is standing in this doorway. She can fire at the zombie. As per usual, heroes can fire through other heroes. Monsters can also fire through other monsters, but it doesn't work any other way. So she fires off a blast of energy from her oak wand, hitting the zombie with a 1. The zombie defends the attack. That's no help. She can, however, use her other action to search this room for secret doors. And there is indeed a secret door. It is in the corner here, so we'll go ahead and remove this corner wall. It's definitely an awkward situation there. There's a door right there. Okay, and Paya. We get another chance to get rid of this zombie right here. Paya swings her wooden staff at the zombie, hitting it with a critical hit of 2. The zombie does not defend. Good. That leaves Paya available to use her second action to search for treasure, which will take care of all the treasure searching, or all the searching that needs to be done in this room. Let's see what she finds. She found an airwalk potion. Now eventually, drinking this potion will allow her to walk on a cushion of air for 1 turn. She will not spring any traps on that turn. You may walk over pit traps if you can reach an unoccupied space on the other side. This consumes the entire potion. Awesome. So she found one of the rarer potions in the deck there. One that I need to remember to use. That airwalk is a potion that for some reason my eyes tend to just jump over and I don't think about it until it's too late. So I have to remember that she's got that if she finds herself in a situation. Good, we don't have any monsters on the board, so we are actually right back to Gramina. So we can stay in the action here, because if she triggers this trap, it's going to be bad news. We don't need to roll her for this. 1, 2. So first action movement, second action, attempting to disarm a trap. Since we have nerfed the dwarf's ability to disarm traps until they build the machinery skill set, we are just going to roll a single combat dice, and if it's a shield of either color, she's successfully gotten rid of it. If it's a skull, she triggers it. A shield, good. She was successful in securing the ceiling. So no falling boulders, and that hallway is now safe. Good. Ragnar is now free to move down that hallway. Let's actually change camera angles here for a second too. He's not on camera, but he's about to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No further searching in this hallway can be done, so they just need to get to the end of it to see what's down there. All right, over here, we need to get back to Tiaga. I'm gonna straighten out the camera here just a little bit. Now they have a decision to make. They have kind of an odd thing. They have 2 ways still. They've got this door they just found, but there's also a door leading into this yellow room that's just off camera. So which door are they gonna go in? Because they could go either way. Yeah, I think it's a 50-50. Let's just card this. So Tiaga, are we going to the left or to the right? Right, so they are gonna continue out the secret door they just found. Tiaga moves 1, 2, opens this door. What do we have out here? Let's see. Yeah, you guys can see this hallway pretty okay. We've got another wall right here. It's blocking us off pretty well. There is a door into this room down here. And get that door in there. And there is also a skeleton hanging out in this hallway. So let me grab a skeleton here. Here we go. I'm going to grab ourselves an Avalon Hill skeleton here. Right in the corner. He is hanging out. Okay, Tiaga, are we searching for traps? Yes, she is. That's good, because there is indeed a trap right out here. Now, this is another weird, how much do we let them search? As I've mentioned a couple of times, I tend to let the heroes, when they search the hallway that's surrounding the central room, I tend to let them search that entire hallway. Now, a lot of that hallway is blocked off in tonight's quest, but we'll go ahead and do that. So the only thing that we are revealing when we do this is the traps they are searching for and the walls that might be present so that we can properly define the area they are searching. So there are 2 walls down here. There is another wall up here. And we are going to let her search from this square here all the way around to that wall that I just placed. And in that area, there is only 1 trap, and it is a pit trap almost right in front of her face. Right there. Oh yeah, not quite on camera. There we go. And remember, Gramina is the only one in the party right at the moment who can do anything. Oh, Justin says Distance is playing again. All right, yes, awesome. The lead single from the new Afterwinter album. Definitely one of my favorites from the album. That is an instrumental version that's playing. However, I realized when I was watching back one of these episodes that I forgot to mute the gang vocals. So occasionally there are just the members of Afterwinter shouting stuff in what's supposed to be an instrumental mix. It's rather hilarious. So Tiaga, again, she can't do anything about that pit trap. Now she can shoot across it. They could try to jump it, but not while that skeleton's standing there. So this does kind of put them in an interesting predicament. Do they just go the other way? Do they try to jump over it? Do they wait for Gramina? It's definitely an odd decision-making situation that they're in. Speaking of that, we are now at Paya, who is also standing in that room, who cannot shoot at the skeleton, wouldn't be able to stand on the pit trap to attack it, can't jump it because of where the skeleton is, so we're either skipping her turn or she's gonna go open that other door. I think that's what makes the most sense. We need to get her moving out the other direction and headed toward this door that's right here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She did indeed make it, so we're gonna open this door. In this room, there is another door and what is definitely a stone statue of a gargoyle. Oh hey, it kind of looks like Tiaga's demon form. But again, it's a statue. Wink. Right at the moment, it legitimately is just a statue. Paya has the ability to search. How many did she move? Did she move her entire amount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, she could move 1 more. So are we stopping to search for traps? Yes, she is. That is definitely a good thing to do when you open a door and there is a gargoyle that is inanimate. Search for traps so that you can try and figure out what you might accidentally do to trigger that thing. There are no traps in this room. Weird. Monster's turn. What do we have? We just have that skeleton. Let's get a little closer back down here to Tiaga, because again, the skeleton will not trigger that trap. So, sure, a statue. Right. Yes, absolutely correct there. The skeleton is going to move up to Tiaga and swing its scythe. But misses. Boy, the heroes and the monsters are not throwing great skulls here. Now, since that gargoyle is a statue, it also is not going to move. Also, I shouldn't have used there. It's not going to move on this turn. Maybe it won't move at all. Is it a statue? I don't know. I will tell you what, though. We're at the end of a turn here. We're going to be back to Gramina when we come back. I got to use the restroom, and I think I'm going to take my jacket off too. I'm getting warm. So give me just a second here. There's a bathroom right here, so I'm not going to be gone real long or anything. Please do enjoy this music. There we go. Much better. I have had that ready since the very first stream, and I've been so excited to use it. The jazzy on hold version of the theme song. The animation, well, I guess it's not an animation. The picture, fantastic. Okay, back to the beginning of the turn. So we are at Gramina. Now she is not on camera just there. Oh yeah, by the way, we got looks like a spam chat there. She's not on camera at the moment, but as long as she gets a decent movement, she's about to be, so we won't move anything around. Gramina is moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. Nothing else she can do but stand there. Ragnar is next. Let's go ahead and get him moving as well. Only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not very fast. Excuse me. There it is. All right, and yeah, Tiaga. That's right where we want to be. What can she do here? She just needs to swing. She needs to get rid of this guy. Now, skeletons are the second easiest monster in Hero Quest, so I don't think she needs to use any sort of spell or potion or anything. She swings her wooden staff, hitting the skeleton with a 1. The skeleton does not defend. Nice and easy. By the way, this is probably a good time to mention too that all of the music that you hear both in the background as well as our theme song and that Will Be Right Back theme are things that I had a hand in making. So I'm actually a music teacher as my day job. So my dad was also a music teacher for years and years and years and years. So the music that we're hearing in the background is either from my band Afterwinter, for which I am the lead guitarist, one of the lead vocalists and producer. And some of the other stuff that's playing is from a solo album that I did where I just recorded everything. Theme song the same way, I recorded everything in that. The Be Right Back music that we just heard is me except for the bass guitar, which is my dad, who laid down just a fantastically funky bass part for this that didn't need to go that hard at all, but it's just hilarious. I could listen to that on hold music for a frustrating amount of time, I think, and just laugh the whole time. Absolutely great. But you can find all that stuff on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you stream music, Afterwinter, or you can just search Luke Reclamation, and all that stuff should come up if you're interested in hearing that. It's all kind of metal-y. It's not screamy metal, but it's metal. All right, Tiaga just got rid of that skeleton. What is she going to do now? She could either leave or search that hallway she's looking at for secret doors. She's gonna leave. They can't get past that trap at the moment. Gramina needs to do something about that. Didn't have to go hard, but he did it for us. That's right, yes, Justin is absolutely correct. In everything that my dad does, especially when it comes to coming up with weird bass parts that still fit, he didn't have to go hard, but he does it for us. Absolutely. All right, Tiaga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's also a hallway they haven't explored that's all the way down here. Let's move this. 7, 8. Is she gonna go into the room or into that hallway? She's gonna go into the room. So 7, 8. As far as they know, there are no traps there. Now she doesn't have any other actions to do anything because she attacked already, but she's in there. And entering the room did not trigger the gargoyle. Paya, on the other hand, might. So Paya's headed in here. 1, 2, and we're gonna see what happens here. Is she gonna search for secret doors, search for treasure, or continue her movement up to the door? 8 is the middle, so she's gonna do treasure. Treasure is often a trigger for gargoyles, but not today. Instead, she finds a wandering monster. Okay, that almost feels like that should trigger the gargoyle, but instead, what jumps out at her is a zombie. Now, when we draw a wandering monster card from the deck, this triggers something that is on the quest map. So each quest map has a, not totally unique, but it has a different wandering monster. And the wandering monster for this map is a zombie, and we're going to be using a Milton Bradley mini for this. Jumps out and gets to attack her immediately. So the zombie swings its cleaver at Paya, hitting her with a critical hit of 2. And she takes both. Ouch. That drops her to 8. Justin says, it's awesome, honestly. Base is so easy to phone in and forget about in Metal, but he doesn't do that. Yes, you are absolutely correct. That is something that he and I discussed when he first joined Biogenesis, and also something that I've held with, even in the band prior to that, Right Way to Nowhere, with Justin Kaiser playing bass. If I'm going to be mixing the stuff, you can bet you're going to be able to hear that bass guitar. Because I definitely, as much as I absolutely adore Metallica's And Justice for All album, you can't make an album with no bass in the mix, or so little bass in the mix that it doesn't matter. If I mixed it, you're going to hear that bass. Especially if the bass is doing crazy stuff like Dad always does. Okay, that was both of Paya's actions already, which takes us to the monster's turn. Now the zombie doesn't get to attack again, but if it survives to the next monster's turn, it will. The gargoyle is still untriggered. There are no monsters up there by Grimina and Ragnar, so we are back to the beginning of the hero's turn. There we go. So Grimina, moving on down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're right at the edge of my reach, and she's off camera. Here we go. So she can now see down this hallway. So let us also see what is down this hallway. There is a wall, and that's it. So let's see what happens. She needs to do some searching. Grimina, what are we doing? Are we searching for traps or continuing to walk down the hallway? She is going to search this hallway for traps, and there are none. Justin says, Lars had no business being involved in mixing for Justice. Yeah, no kidding. I'd love to know what really happened, to be a fly on the wall, because there have been so many different accounts of whose fault it is. But Lars makes the most sense to me. As just some guy, I could totally see Lars doing what the stories say he did and turning it down that far. Now I've gotten a hold of some of the individual tracks, and not even AI separated, just the actual stems from the Justice songs, so you can hear what Jason Newsted was playing, and it's fine. It's great. There's no reason for it to be gone. He follows the riffs of the songs pretty often, but not always. He is doing some other stuff that's we just don't hear it. How frustrating. He has a lot more grace and patience about that situation to this day than I feel like I would in his situation, because even to this day, if somebody asks him about it, he's like, yeah, I was mad, but you know, it is what it is, and I don't think they should fix it. What? That's respect, man, because I'd be pretty mad. Okay, Ragnar is moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Looking down that hallway, we already know there's no traps, so he can go ahead and search for secret doors and also find nothing. I'm afraid this whole hallway was a waste of time, and there's nothing down here. Justin says there's a fan album called And Justice for Jason floating around that remixes the bass back in. Yes, I've listened to some of that, and that, yeah, fantastic job. And it's neat. It's so neat to hear. It sounds different. It has to make room in the guitars and the bass drum for that bass guitar to sit in. So it sounds a little different, but it still sounds fantastic. How it should have sounded, you could argue. Back over here, in this room, we are looking at Tiaga right at the moment, and she could search this room for secret doors or attack the zombie. I would say they should probably both be trying to get rid of that zombie. She doesn't have to move to do anything about that. So Tiaga fires a blast of energy from her oak wand, hitting the zombie with a 1. And the zombie defends. That makes sense. That's been how it's been recently, for sure. And then we can go ahead and have her use her second action to search for secret doors in this room. And there are none. Okay, I had to make sure I wasn't remembering that wrong. Yes, none. So no searches triggered the gargoyle either. Paya, can we get rid of this zombie? Paya swings her wooden staff, hitting the zombie with a critical hit of 2. This dice landed a little weird, but that is a skull. And the zombie defends one, but not the other, so it is dead. Justin says, still my favorite Metallica album, though. Dyer's Eve is a banger. Yes, agreed. I think I'm right there with you on that. I like a lot of the early stuff. I even like the Black Album. I know people give that one crap, but I like that album. I think the production is great. I think the songs are all great. Certainly not the same thing as the previous albums, but recognizably the same band still. So yeah, I like it all. I'm not as big a fan as Justin Kaiser is for sure, but I like it all. And I'm glad they're back to making thrashier stuff on their more recent albums too. Okay, so Paya got rid of that guy. There's nothing else to search, so it's just moving. So let's get a move on. 1, 2, 3. She opens the door into the next room, and in the blue room, we have no further doors. There is a treasure chest. Just a good old bog standard treasure chest here. Hanging out in the corner. There is a skeleton. Fairly close to the door. There is also a deep skeleton. Now, I think this is the first time that we'll have seen a deep skeleton. We've seen other deep monsters, but again, these are skeletons that have spent a lot of time in the deepest, darkest tunnels, and in order to survive down there, you gotta be tough. So these guys hit really hard, but they're also very slow. And then, just to kind of complete the trinity of skeletons, there is also a skeleton archer in here. Oh, we haven't actually seen one of these at all. One of the fairly newer Avalon Hill minis, which is really neat. Being that I dabble in video games, I don't play very much anymore, but if I play video games, I often end up playing Minecraft just because of the creative aspect of it and the fact you don't have to be really good at it to effectively play it. I kind of think of skeletons as having bows, so I'm kind of glad they did that. Ooh, Justin says, I could play a lot of Dyer's Eve a long time ago. It'd probably kill me now. Yeah, no kidding. That song is killer. So fast. So fast, that thing. All right, so Paya has started this. What else can she do? Because she could keep moving. Does she stop here and search for traps? No, she doesn't. Oh, Paya. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Yeah. All right, well, that's what the cards say. So right off the bat, she steps on a pit trap. We're getting into the meat of the book, guys. You gotta search for traps. You gotta search for traps. So does she jump over this pit trap, or for the second time this quest, fall into one? She did manage to jump it. Now we need to decide which direction she's jumping in, because she could jump in any of those 4 directions. So let's go in clockwise here. So let's say hearts, diamonds, clubs, spades. Oh, clubs, so she jumped forward. The worst possible action, because right there is a spear trap. Ah! Now these work a little differently than pit traps. Once these fire, they're gone. So you don't really have to disarm them, but we do need to see if she got hit by it or if she also jumped out of the way of that one. She also managed to jump out of the way of that. That is wild. Okay, now she could again jump, okay, only in 2 directions here, because she can't jump back into the pit trap. She can't jump towards the skeleton. So let's say red or black. She is gonna just keep on jumping forward. No trap on that space, finally. Just ridiculous. And it's landed her in a position to get totally surrounded. And to make matters the most worse, The gargoyle is now triggered. Opening the door into the blue room triggers that gargoyle to come to life. So they now have a whole bunch of monsters to contend with, and the other two party members that could help are clear on the other corner of the map. Uh-oh. And it's now the monster's turn. Oh, good. Just absolutely fantastic. Real quick, Paya had a second action because all she did was move, and because she was able to jump out of the way of all those traps, it didn't force her turn to end. So she's could theoretically continue her movement. I'm trying to think about what she could do here. What is her best option? Trying to kill one of the skeletons is her best option. I think what's gonna be her best bet is to use her last movement to go here so that she can try and get rid of the deep skeleton, who is the highest attacker in that room. Paya swings her wooden staff at the deep skeleton, hitting it with a 1. The skeleton does not defend. Okay, she got lucky there because that skeleton was definitely the worst news of that room. But she's still got 2 other guys coming at her. Okay, now it's the monster's turn. We don't need to worry about Gramina and Ragnar. They're safe where they are, but this area is in big trouble because we gotta get both these skeletons and the gargoyle moving. Excuse me. Let's take care of the gargoyle first, because he is going to attack Tiaga. 1, 2, 3. How kind of poetic that a statue modeled after her own demon form is coming after her. The gargoyle swings its stone claws at Tiaga, hitting her with a 3. Ooh, this we might want to Dark Wings. She doesn't defend. Yes, I think we are going to Dark Wings that. So this spell is something she can cast whenever she takes damage, and she just took a pretty good amount of damage. This allows her to negate that damage, and also she can immediately move to any square that she can see. Now, does it benefit her to do that, though? Other than just kind of getting away from the gargoyle, not really, but I think we will go ahead and do that. Let's Dark Wings her to the other corner of the room, just like that. Okay, down here in the room with Paya, both of these skeletons are going to be going for her. 1, 2. So we'll do this. This is the regular skeleton here, swinging its scythe at Paya and hitting her with a critical hit of 2, which she does not defend. Oh, man. Drops her to 7. Now the skeleton does a lot less close range than long range, but it can also move. So there's really no reason that it wouldn't back away from her so that it can fire. The skeleton puts an arrow in its bow and fires, but misses. Luckily, it's not a very good shot. So definitely could have been a worse monster's turn, but also not good. These guys are definitely in trouble. Back over here, we now have Gramina and Ragnar who need to turn around. They know now that that is a total dead end. They need to get back over here to help our other heroes. And for that, Gramina has decided the slow way is the most sure way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a good hustle there, Gramina. Ragnar, is he any faster? I mean, kinda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he can't take his 6th move because Gramina's in the way. So they are meandering back to help. I think in their minds, this is kind of their problem. This is Tiaga and Paya's problem down here. Speaking of those two, we have Tiaga now, who needs to figure out what to do about this gargoyle. Now, I do think that she can pull out all the stops for this guy. The gargoyle is one of the harder non-boss monsters in HeroQuest. She still has her fear spell she can cast, and also a potion of strength. Now, keeping in mind that in original HeroQuest, your 2 actions are going to be move if you want to, and then there's some other options you can do for the other action, but I've kind of changed that so that they can do 2 things. Normally, you would not be allowed to attack and then also cast a spell, but that's something that I changed. 2 actions, and it can be any of the actions from that list. So I think first off, she's gonna drink a potion of strength, which she has. This gives her 2 extra attack dice, but only for the next time she attacks, which she's about to do. Drinking a potion is not an action, by the way, so let's go ahead and take care of that attack. She is now using 4 dice for attack just because of that potion. So she shoots a empowered blast of energy from her oak wand at the gargoyle, hitting it with a 2. The gargoyle attempts to defend, and luckily does not defend either hit. It's still not dead, but that was a really good hit. That was a good use of potion there for sure. And then also, she can cast her fear spell on that gargoyle. Her fear spell looks like this. Let's go ahead and read the text so we make sure we do it right. This spell causes any one monster to become so fearful that their attacks are reduced to 1 attack dice. The spell can be broken on a future turn by rolling 1 movement die for each of their mind points. If a 6 is rolled, the spell is broken. So notice this does not mention that it can try to break the spell immediately. This is only something it can do on its turn, but gargoyles probably have a good amount of mind points, so it's got a high chance of breaking that. But she's definitely done as much as she can do to single-handedly win this battle, which is good. Okay, down here with Paya, what does she have that might help her? She can't use the element of fire yet. The element of earth would give her some extra attack dice if she needed it, and the element of water would allow her to negate a damage source. For skeletons, that's probably unnecessary. I think her best option is just to try to get rid of one of these guys and then do a search to make sure she's not going to step on more traps. So let's go ahead and have her attack the guy she's standing right next to. Paya swings her wooden staff at the skeleton, hitting it with a critical hit of 2, which it does not defend. All right, good. They might have this fairly easy in the bag after all. And with her other action, because she doesn't have anything that will allow her to attack the skeleton archer as well, she might as well do a search in that room. Is it going to be traps, which would be the smart thing, or secret doors? Traps, good. Good. All right, Paya, so here's the bad news. There were 3 traps in this room. 2 of them she stepped on already. The spear trap is gone because once that triggers, it's gone. The pit trap is kind of trapping her in the room. The chest behind her is also trapped, so that will need to be taken care of before anybody searches that room for treasure. So we really, really need Grimina down here to take care of that. Back to the monster's turn. Let's go ahead and take care of the easy thing first. The skeleton archer puts an arrow in its bow and fires at Paya, hitting her with a 1. She does not block. This drops her down to 5 body points. She is not doing too good, and she does not have any way to heal herself. She's going to have to depend on somebody giving her a potion of healing. And then over here we have that gargoyle. So let's take a look at mind points for a gargoyle so we can see if it can throw off the spell. 4. So we need to get a couple more of the movement dice. Here we go. And we're going to roll those, and if any of these is a 6, that gargoyle has thrown off the fear spell. It did indeed get a 6, so the fear spell is made useless. It was a good try. Oops, I just threw that dice. Okay, good, it's right there. I was worried that it had gone down under my table. This means the gargoyle immediately advances on Tiaga, again swinging its sharp stone claws at her, and hitting her with a 3. Ouch. She attempts to defend and blocks 1, still taking 2 points of damage. Luckily, she's still pretty good on health. This drops her down to 6. Woo! It's getting tense. And we're not even camping. I gotta stop saying stuff like that. I don't want it to become my thing that I make really dumb jokes for the whole stream. Okay. So that puts us back to Grimina. Up here, these Grimina and Ragnar here are just kind of meandering down the hallway, just kind of sightseeing, and apparently we're continuing that this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's like, man, look at the craftsmanship and the wall in this. This Melar guy had it really made. I mean, this is a neat tower. Ragnar, however, has finally figured it out. Oh man, you know what? Those other guys are probably in trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did he move off camera? Yes, he did. He didn't make it too far off camera. But at least he rolled a decent roll. Unlike Gramina, who's just like, I'm sure they're fine. Back down here in the action, we have Tiaga, who is now kind of out of tricks. She just needs to kill this guy. Now, gargoyles move a really good amount. 6. So she could, let's see, is there a way that if she rolled a good amount, that she could go far enough away from it and still shoot it, but it can't reach her? No, because the range of the oak wand is only 6 in any direction. So theoretically, there is no place that she should be able to go that it wouldn't be able to catch back up to her. So she might as well not move. We're locked in combat till it's dead. It only has 1 body point left, but she still has to get through 5 dice worth of defense. She swings her wooden staff, hitting the gargoyle with a critical hit of 2. That's the way to go. That's best case scenario. The gargoyle attempts to defend, but blocks both hits. I thought that was it. I thought she had it. But no. And there's nothing else she can do to search. She's not quite low enough on health that it would be a good idea for her to hit and run. So yeah, let's leave her there. That brings us to Paya. Now she can't help with the gargoyle without standing on that pit trap. That's maybe something I should have thought about a little harder. If we had moved Tiaga, then the gargoyle would have moved, and then Paya maybe could have helped better. We'll have to remember that for the next turn. For now, she can deal with the skeleton archer. 1, 2. We don't need to roll for that. We're guaranteed at least 2. She swings her wooden staff at the archer, hitting it with a 1. It does not defend. Good, so she's cleared that room out. Now she just has to jump back over that pit trap to help with the gargoyle. And she's got her strength of the mountain element of stone to help her hit harder, so that would be beneficial. Monster's turn is only that gargoyle. That's the only thing we're worried about. And he is going to attack Tiaga, swinging his sharp stone claws and missing her. Oh, that's also best case scenario. Good, she ducked out of the way. She's also pretty short. I mean, honestly, Tiaga might be shorter than Gramina even, so it wouldn't be out of the question for her to duck under an attack. Speaking of Gramina, we are back up here at the top where they are quickly going to be moving out of where this camera can get to. Looks like Ragnar talked her into moving a little bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There she is, and we might as well turn her this way because they do need to go down through this red room. Oh yeah, she's off camera now. Can they still reach over there? Yeah, plenty good. Ragnar. Only 6 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to carefully walk around that pit trap. Oh, I'm glad I do damage or search markers because nobody searched this room for secret doors. We're going to let Ragnar do that. There aren't any, but again, a player wouldn't know that. It's always good to search. Yes, okay, back down to the action down here. Let's see if Tiaga can land a killing blow on this gargoyle, and if she doesn't, we should move her so that Paya has a better chance of actually being able to help. Tiaga swings her wooden staff, hitting the gargoyle with a 1. It's a chance, but if we manage to roll all 5 of these dice without getting a black shield, it's dead. Oh man, it blocked, but just barely. Just barely. That's good. That's a tense setup right there. Okay, let's go ahead and move her so that we can set up Paya to help. And she did indeed get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that gargoyle will move. Actually, it's probably going to come after Paya now that I think about it. Is there anything that she can do to try and help here? Okay. You know what? Here's a weird thing that I think she can do. thanks to the potion that she got and her elements. Okay, hear me out on this because this is weird. She has, in her element of water, an ability called Tidal Surge. Use this element to split your total movement roll before and after your action. Using this element does not count as an action. So if she does this, she can roll her dice, move a little bit, do a different action like attacking, and then finish her move. Now that wouldn't help because she can't attack while she's standing on a pit trap, except she also found that airwalk potion, which allows her to ignore traps for a turn. So I think using these two things as a combination should allow her to move up onto that pit trap, attack while she's standing on it because the airwalk allows her to ignore that, then move back off of the pit trap so that when the airwalk wears off, she doesn't fall in the trap. I'd say that's fair game right there. So we're gonna erase that airwalk off. She's gonna drink her airwalk and use her Tidal Surge. Now let's hope she doesn't roll a 2. Oh man, I was waiting for it. 1, 2, 3. She does not have to worry about the pit trap thanks to the airwalk. She swings her wooden staff at the gargoyle and misses. Oh, 4, 5. And that super cool workaround was rendered totally useless by a garbage dice roll. Oh man, what do you do? What do you do? Good lord. Well, it was a good idea. Monster's turn is just this gargoyle, and it wouldn't reach Tiaga if it chased her. Paya is within its sights and a reachable target, so I think it's gonna go. Now again, monsters don't trigger traps, so it steps right over that pit trap. The gargoyle swings its stone claws at Paya. Hitting her with a 3. She blocks 1 and takes 2. This drops her to 3 body points, so we need to get in there and do something about this before she dies. Both Ragnar and Grimina have a potion of healing, but they've got to get down there to help her. So let's get on it. We need to go back up here to them. Grimina. 7 isn't terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's still not close enough to help, but she's getting there. Ragnar could definitely do a good job of getting rid of this gargoyle fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but he doesn't quite get in a helpful spot. Excuse me, we'll switch cameras back here. I know Tiaga is partially off camera, but we'll go ahead and move her back on so that she can still contribute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Putting her here puts her within sight and also 2, 3, 4, 5 within range to shoot at the gargoyle. Tiaga sends a blast of energy from her oak wand and misses. Guys, come on. And Paya, who is kind of in bad shape here, she's gonna need to run. If this does not kill this guy, she's gonna have to run and hope she can jump that pit trap. She is going to use her element of earth to use Strength of the Mountain, which allows her to roll 2 additional attack dice on an unarmed attack. Which means she can roll 3 instead of 2, because her base attack is only 1. With the Strength of the Mountain, Paya sends a punch at the stone gargoyle, hitting it with a 1. That's better than missing, I guess. The gargoyle attempts to defend, and doesn't. Woo! She got him. Oh, that was close. That was close. I did not like how close that was. That's ridiculous. Wow. That was almost bad news. Somebody needs to get down there and give her a healing spell, because Ragnar should have been the one to take that gargoyle on. The weak attackers with weak defense were not the ones to kill. They basically got lucky that Tiaga was able to pull some tricks out of her hat. All right, thanks to that, Oh, Paya's got another action. She can search for secret doors in this room, and there are none. No monsters on the board, so we can go back to Gramina. Yeah, we're just about out of the usefulness of this other camera as far as where they're at. Let me adjust just a little bit here. Gramina is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we need to get her down there to disarm that trap. Actually, they're kind of trapped until she does anything. She's the one who needs to get to the chest, but she's also the one that needs to take care of this pit trap right here. So they can't really move forward until she's doing stuff. Ragnar. Now, being that there's no immediate danger, Ragnar doesn't really need to go over where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can at least get him positioned to go over there. Okay, Tiaga, kind of the same thing. Now that there's no immediate danger, she doesn't need to be standing there. So let's position her to also go back over this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's too bad she's not in demon form, because she could ignore pit traps if she was. Yeah, but she hasn't managed to kill a monster since she lost it. And Paya. Poor Paya. What do we do with Paya? She can't do anything in the room, but if we try to send her back over that pit trap, she might lose yet another body point. Well, let's card it, because I feel like some players, again, I think a lot of players would refuse to skip a turn. So either she's got to skip a turn or risk that pit trap. So what are we doing? She's risking the pit trap. All right. 1, 2. Does she jump over it? She does. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was good. I was pretty convinced she was going to fall in that, so that's nice that she didn't. No monsters on the board, which brings us back to Gramina. Yeah, we don't need to switch cameras now. She's on camera. Gramina, you can't just roll 3. 1, 2, 3. She's just moseying her way through this quest. None of this affects her. She's not worried about it. She's like, you guys, look, this guy's been missing for a long time. You know, we don't need to hurry. There's no reason to get all up in a bunch there. I think Ragnar is probably going to just try and jump that pit trap. I mean, wouldn't you? I don't think they're going to wait for her to get round back to them. Now, remember that they couldn't jump this pit trap before because there was a skeleton standing here, so they wouldn't have been able to reach the space on the other side. So at least now, jumping over that pit trap is a possibility. Ragnar's only been hit once. He still has 9 body points, so it wouldn't really hurt him that bad if he fell in the pit trap. He also theoretically could use his Imperial training if he got a skull to re-roll it once, but I think that's not a very smart use of that card. Okay, he rolled 7. 1, 2. Does he jump the pit trap? He does. 3. Now we're actually in a part of the hallway that none of the heroes have seen yet. Move that camera out of the way. So that we can, actually there's nothing else for me to put down in this stretch of hallway right here. So there's that door that's right next to him, and that's, for the moment, all that we need to be worried about. And I think that's where he's going as well. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna open the door. In this room is another door down here in the corner. And also a cupboard. Now again, this functionally does nothing. This is just the base Hero Quest cupboard. Just a neat decoration. And at the moment, nothing else. Ragnar, are we searching for traps? No. What did he do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Luckily, he stepped on no traps. But he has another action, because jumping a trap is not an action. So are we doing traps, secret doors, or treasure? Secret doors is what he is searching in here. And there are none. How's everybody doing out there? We haven't had a chat for a little while. Is anybody still watching? Everybody doing okay? Anybody do anything interesting today? I know we definitely did. We took a family trip out to a lot of the graveyards and cemeteries where our relatives are buried. Oh, Justin's machine is acting up. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You gotta make sure that's going right. Yeah, we spent a lot of today making sure that we actually know where a lot of, grandparents and great-grandparents and things like that are buried, so that we can visit. It's definitely odd. My parents actually have their site paid for, and their headstone is already there. So it's really odd to visit a cemetery and see your parents' names on a headstone when they're both still alive. Very strange. Tiaga is where we're at. She's barely on camera up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't have to worry on this turn about whether or not she needs to jump that, pit trap, but she probably will. And she's still doing okay on health, so we can probably justify that. Who's got the potions? Oh, it's Ragnar and Gramina. So yeah, so I think here's what we're gonna do with this, because this is also kind of a weird situation. No, it's Paya's turn, not Gramina's. She needs a potion. So despite the fact that she should be moving off towards where Tiaga and Ragnar are, I think what we're going to do with Paya is actually move her here. And the reason we're going to do this is because heroes can pass items between each other, but they have to be directly adjacent to each other, and neither hero can be adjacent to a monster. Gramina needs to hand Paya a potion. Now that Paya's turn is over, no monsters, so it is Gramina's turn. So Gramina can actually hand Paya the potion of healing that she found earlier. So on Paya's next turn, she can drink that and not be quite so close to death. However, passing an item is not an action, so Gramina can still get some work done here. Okay, first things first. 1, 2, 3. Do we disarm the pit trap or fall in it? She disarmed it. Good, this is going well. So now she just got to disarm that chest and get its contents. Ragnar. Yeah, we're all on one camera here. Ragnar's over here. We have search for traps, search for secret doors. No, sorry. Search for traps, search for treasure, or leave the room. He's going to leave. He's not doing the treasure thing today. He's not feeling it. 1, 2, 3. Luckily, none of those squares trapped again. He's going to open the door. And down here in our bottom hallway, we have a wall. Ooh, another 2 doors. But rather strangely, these doors both lead into this red room. Definitely an interesting dungeon design choice. There is also a zombie standing out here in the hallway. Right here. Between the... Nope. My bad. Right here. Ragnar definitely moved enough to go out into the hallway. Is he going to search for traps or just move out there? He's going to move out there. That's fine. He wants to attack. He hasn't had a battle since that mummy, which he didn't perform very well in, so I guess this makes sense. Luckily, that square is not trapped. Ragnar swings his broadsword at the zombie, hitting it with a 1. The zombie does not defend, taking him off the board as soon as we put him on there. All right, Tiaga, the time has come to try and jump the pit trap. Are you good enough? 1, 2, we are on camera. Does she jump it? She does not. She falls in the pit trap, takes one wrong step, falls down, smacks herself right in the face. Maybe she even knocks out one of her teeth. But she is at 5 body points. I think I'm good now. At least good enough until the next shift gets here. Oh yes, nice. That's good. Luckily it wasn't a big problem. Is it just you at a single machine? When I was at Whirlpool, I was on a line that was, I think, 10 stations. So it was always 10 people plus a repair person and a group leader. And eventually I became the repair person, which was second in charge. But I was still in close quarters with a bunch of people for every shift. Would have been nice to kind of be on my own with my own machine, just doing my own thing. Whirlpool had jobs like that, but that was not the job I had. Paya. Right, Paya is where we're at. So first off, Paya's going to drink that potion of healing. So we can go ahead and put that in the treasure discard pile. And she will gain back 4 points. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This puts her back up to 7 body points, which is much, much better than where she was. Now, again, drinking a potion, not an action. I don't think she'll get to use her second action anyway, but she can still move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, yeah, Tiaga's going to get out of there. Here's another kind of funny thing about pit traps. Heroes are allowed to just move over a pit trap as if it's not there if there's another hero in it. So it actually would have been to Paya's benefit to roll a little higher and essentially step on Tiaga's head to get over the pit trap. I don't think that's really what would happen, but 2 heroes can't both occupy a pit trap. It's all one line, but I'm far enough away from the others that I can get enough ahead to not disrupt other people's job. Nice. Yeah, that makes sense. Everybody was close quarters at Whirlpool. COVID was a big problem because I worked there right when COVID started, and that was bad. The measures that they had to take for safety were ridiculous, and they still weren't very safe. The measures they took, I think, were a lot more about making us all feel better than actually being safe. They were having us sanitize the workstations, and they put big plastic things between each station, which hindered our work, but they didn't slow the line down. The plastic things, by the way, were literally just PVC pipe and shower curtains cut up, so it wasn't even really effective. And they made us all wear masks and stuff, of course. But the big thing that one of the supervisors pointed out that the management just deflected and never answered was, we're not sanitizing the mixers and we're all touching them. So what's the point of sanitizing the workstation when we're not sanitizing the mixers? I run a box maker and put partitions in the box. Nice, that's cool. I imagine that's probably a little easier on the hands than all the KitchenAid stuff is, you know, metal parts and stuff. Don't miss that one bit. Let's see, we are at a monster's turn, but there are no monsters on the board. So we are back to Gramina. We need to get Gramina up to that chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Gramina is going to attempt to disarm this chest. She needs a shield of either color, and she does. She successfully disarms. Just out of curiosity, what did she disarm? A poisonous gas trap. If she had triggered that, every hero standing in the room would have lost 2 body points, which it would have only been her. But if the room had been full of heroes, that could have been pretty nasty. Luckily, she got rid of that. Now, she can't search for treasure until the next turn, but she is ready for it. Okay, Ragnar down here in the hallway, actually pretty close to where the camera is already, is presumably going to open one of those doors into the red room. Let's see what we got going on in there. He might as well open the one he's closer to. Oh, before we do that, he hasn't searched anything in this hallway, so we need to see. Traps, secret doors, or move. Okay, he is actually going to search for secret doors in this hallway. Odd. There are none. Second action, traps or move. Okay, he's going to do traps. So he's just getting all the searches out of the way. There are no traps in this hallway, which is good because he's already stepped in one of the spaces. Justin says, yes, I can do it in my sleep at this point. I'll take little naps throughout the night sometimes and still never fall behind. Wow, now that's something. Whirlpool, you definitely could not take a nap. There were some people who were fast enough to work ahead. I could have, but I didn't because it was disruptive to the person in the station behind you to use up all of their parts going really fast. But yeah, that's crazy. That's cool. I overcompensated when I started at Whirlpool really bad. because I was fresh out of working at Walmart, where I had I had managed to get a bad reputation for being a not very good worker, which I deserved for a little bit of time, and then that reputation just stuck with me for the whole rest of the time that I worked there. So when I got to Whirlpool, I overcompensated, and I thought, I'm not gonna let anybody say that I'm a bad worker. I'm gonna be the best worker they ever saw. And I'm sure all of you watching this who have jobs know how much good that does. All that really did me was, they were, anytime anything needed done, anytime anybody called in, even if it was a job I didn't know, they were like, oh, go get that one guy, because he'll just do whatever. And he'll do it like really good, because for some reason he cares. So it backfired in my face real bad. Put out between 500 and 600 bucks an hour typically. Nice, yes. The line that I was on at Whirlpool made 804 mixers, as long as we were talking about an 8-hour shift. So 804 mixers in a day. I'm pretty sure. It's been several years now, but I'm pretty sure it was 804 was the daily rate. And then there was what was called a super line that made the same thing we did, but with more stations and way less. It was like 24 seconds, every 24 seconds. And they had a rate that was more like 1100 or 1200. I worked that line a few times. Tiaga, right? Yes, because Ragnar did those 2 searches. Tiaga can now crawl out of that pit trap, so she doesn't need to do anything fancy other than move. And we need to decide where she's going. 1, 2, is she gonna go down here with Ragnar, or is she gonna continue going that way in the hallway? She's gonna continue down the hallway, so we need the camera to follow her. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and this, yeah, this square has not been searched for secret doors. So we'll go ahead and do that. There are none, but again, I wanna define the space we're searching because it's a pretty big space. From this, all the way around the central room and up to this wall, no secret doors in that area. Okay, Paya, unfortunately, is also gonna have to try and jump that pit trap unless we meditate and let her get everything back. Now we're pretty close to the end of the quest. I don't think that's gonna benefit her to get everything back. And now that she's healed, she's not in such a bad situation. So 1, 2, does she jump the pit trap? She does not, she falls in it. So Ragnar was the only one who was successfully able to jump that. That puts Paya at 6 body points. And that is only the second time, right, this quest that she's fallen in a pit trap, because she did manage to jump that other one twice. So good on her. You can't win them all. No monsters on the board still, so we are back to, here we go. We are back to Gramina, who can now search this treasure chest. Let's see what she found. I'm pretty sure this is a decent reward. The first hero to search for treasure in this room will find 145 gold coins in the chest. 145 gold, that's definitely not bad. So that's gonna put us up to 385. We're building our gold back up slowly but surely. And she can also move. There's nothing else to do in that room. No worries about jumping a pit trap. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops. 5, 6, 7. I just knocked her straight over trying to move her. Ragnar, now he can actually move now that he's finished his searching. Let's see what's in that red room. 1, 2, he got a really good roll for something we're probably not gonna use. Opens the door into the red room and finds a torture rack. So let's go ahead and put a dirt floor down here. I know we established earlier that this was kind of a nice tower, but I can't see putting a carpet under a torture rack. So we're gonna put the dirt floor there instead. Again, purely aesthetic, doesn't do anything at all. But that is all we're seeing at the moment. Ragnar, are we searching for traps or walking in there? He's walking in there. Now, luckily that, nope, my bad. That's a pit trap right there. I thought the pit trap was between the 2 doors, but it actually makes more sense to be in there. So Ragnar, you were doing real good about jumping over these earlier. Did he jump out of the way in time? He did. Oh, he's really good at jumping these pit traps. Luckily, there's no trap right there. Now, Ragnar, now that you're in here, you can search, and he can actually search for any of the three things. So is it going to be traps, secret doors, or treasure now that he's in here? King is redraw. 7 is the middle, which is secret doors. Any secret doors in here? No. This room is also kind of just a dead end, a treasure search, and that's it. Let me reshuffle my randomizer deck here. Please forgive the loud noise. That thing is aggressive. That takes us to Tiaga. Now, Tiaga is up here, and she is headed down this long hallway. She got a 7 just now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep her on camera. 6. Now she can see down this hallway. Let's go ahead and activate our other camera to help us out with this other hallway, because it can see it a little bit better. Down this new hallway, we knew about the wall already, but also hanging out down here is another mummy. Ooh, this is neat. The mummy we got out of the drawer here is one of the alternate sculpts. Now, this is an Avalon Hill sculpt, but this came from the Prophecy of Telor expansion, and this guy is translucent. Now, he's not going to stay that way because Savannah will paint him, or her, or it, whatever this thing is, but definitely a neat mini. That mummy is hanging out right there. Now, she's not finished with her movement yet, and she can definitely go at least one more space because she knows that particular space is not trapped, but theoretically, they should hang out there until that mummy is taken care of. So, is she going to search this hallway for traps or shoot at the mummy? She's going to shoot at the mummy. That's probably the better option there. Tiaga blasts some energy from her oak wand and misses. Clearly, she was not expecting a mummy to be hanging out in the hallway, and so that must have been a pretty errant firing. Paya, finally. Paya is back over here. Here she is. She's currently in the pit trap, but she's going to be getting up out of it. Oh, but not very fast. That must have hurt a little. 1, 2. Tell you what, let's let her go down here so that she can actually use her second action for something, because Ragnar searched this room for secret doors and that's it. We know that we don't need to search for traps in here, even though nobody's done it, because Ragnar stepped on every relevant square. So she can search for treasure in here and hope that it's not another trap. Let's see what she finds. A wandering monster. Ah, she can't catch a break today. Luckily, the wandering monster is only a zombie, so it's not anything particularly hard. But that zombie jumps out at her and immediately swings its cleaver, also missing. Wow. Everybody's missing today. I think Gohan called it earlier when he said that everybody's being a stormtrooper. Because that has definitely been kind of the moral of the story this today. All right, monster's turn. Now, obviously, we have this zombie, but it just attacked. It can't attack again. However, this mummy can, and they're not very fast, but it can still get to her. 1, 2, 3. The mummy swings a bandaged fist at Tiaga. Ooh, hitting her with a critical hit of 3. Ouch. She blocks 1 and takes 2. Oh man, that puts her down to 3 body points. She is also in trouble. We need to get her back over here because Ragnar is the only one at the moment who can heal. Now we're close to done with this quest, so being low on body points isn't necessarily a death sentence, but that final room has quite a lot of monsters in it, so they gotta be careful. That leads us, that was the monster's turn, so we're back to Gramina. Let's move our camera over here to Gramina. Here she is. We need to get her moving. Now really, she just needs to get over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She is just not moving fast. I don't know if it's been, I think I pointed this out in an episode before, but it's probably been a minute. It never fails to amaze me how, even though we are randomizing practically every aspect of this, we're using the cards to randomize what they choose to do, and we're using the dice to randomize how much they move and how well they attack or defend. It is amazing considering all of the variables, what has to be hundreds of variables, that characters will do the same thing over and over. Like, how many turns since we started this quest has Gramina just kind of wandered along not very fast? It's a dice roll, it's random, it should be less consistent, but for some reason, she seems to be the only hero who almost every time just doesn't roll that much. She's just not interested in getting anywhere that fast. And it's wild that these inanimate characters whose actions are almost 100% randomized, that they still develop personalities like that. And it can even go across different quests. Wild to me that that works like that, but it's also really neat. Okay, Ragnar. We just need to search that room for treasure and then get out of there. Well, he doesn't want to go back across the pit trap, so searching for traps is actually valid too. Because he's going to want to leave out that other door unless there's a traps too. So traps, treasure, or let's not let him leave because there's no reason for anybody else to walk down here. Traps or treasure? He's doing traps first. There are no other traps in that room other than the one he stepped in. So with his second action, we'll do treasure. And there is nothing special in this room, so let's see what he finds. Another wandering monster. These zombies are jumping out of everywhere today. We got another zombie hanging out here with the torture rack. The zombie hits him with his cleaver, but misses. Getting lots of black shields today, too. And that was both of Ragnar's actions, so he cannot attack back on this turn. Tiaga is kind of in trouble. She is up here with the mummy. She's out of spells. She's out of potions. Excuse me. She doesn't have any way to heal herself. And she is fighting one of the more intermediate monsters in the game, so I think she ought to hit and run. Tiaga swings her wooden staff at the mummy, hitting it with a 1. That's definitely not going to kill it. The mummy doesn't defend, so at least there's that. But hopefully she can get a good dice roll to get away from it, so it can't hit her. Yes, that's pretty good. Let's not continue her down the hallway because she doesn't know what's down there. She wants to go back towards the other heroes. 1, 2, 3. Try and keep her on camera as we're moving here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Gets her good and far away from that mummy. Paya. Oh, good. We just put Paya on camera too, so she's already here. Paya is working on fighting a wandering monster. She swings her wooden staff at the zombie and misses. Guys, oh man. We're so close to the end of this quest. If you just get decent dice rolls, we'd be there. Is there anything else she can't... excuse me, sorry. She could search the room for traps, but again, there's no reason to. So I think that's the end. That's the end of the turn. Okay, monster's turn. That zombie right there on Paya swings its cleaver, hitting her with a critical hit of 2. Paya defends 1, but not the other. This puts her at 5 body points. Now there's also a zombie here at Ragnar, but it already attacked on this turn. It just attacked early because it's a wandering monster. So the other thing that we need to do is that mummy that's up there. It definitely won't reach any of the heroes, but it's going to start moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Okay, Gramina. Yep, she's up here at the top of the camera. Get in here so that you can help. Darn it, you're the only hero left at full health. She's 4. I mean, come on, you can't make that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not even close. She's not even close enough to shoot at somebody. We need to get her at the front of the line for this final room. She's the only hero at full health. Ragnar's pretty close. But her and Ragnar have just kind of glided through this quest doing nothing. All right, Ragnar, speaking of the guy, is down here trying to kill a zombie of all things he can't seem to get rid of. Let's go ahead and use his concentrated attack skill. Gromina does what she wants. Yes, that's absolutely right. So Ragnar, this is one of his. For the next 3 times you attack, you may roll 2 additional attack dice. So this doesn't expire over time. It depends on how often he attacks. So he's going to use his first concentrated attack here, and hopefully this allows him to just get rid of this zombie quick. Ragnar focuses his energy and swings his broadsword with extra concentration and hits the zombie with a 2. The zombie defends one, but not the other. It is dead. Almost put it in the wrong drawer there, which means he can get out of here because he has done every bit of searching that needs to be done. He knows that other door is not trapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like I made a weird move there. Let's just make sure I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I got that right. Okay. Tiaga. She's like sort of kind of on camera here. Let's switch this. Here she is. So Tiaga, is that mummy within range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just barely not. So let's move her forward 1 space. Still doesn't really put her in the danger zone. And she can fire. Now again, she's out of tricks. So she's just got to get this guy down. Now luckily she managed to hit it last turn. So if she can do that again, she'll get rid of it. Tiaga fires a blast of energy from her oak wand, hitting the mummy with a 1. It's certainly possible. The mummy does not defend. Nice. This also is more good news for the party, because as Tiaga consumes the essence of that mummy, she regains the ability to cast her demon form spell. Now it doesn't automatically cast, but she regains the ability to cast it as an action. She moved and attacked though, so it won't be this turn. However, we can leave the camera right here because we are now at Paya, who is also just trying to kill one of the easier monsters. Paya swings her wooden staff at the zombie and hits it with 1. But it blocks. Dang. Can she do anything else? I mean, she could run away from it, but I don't think that's going to be beneficial. Okay. Monster's turn. It's that zombie. The zombie swings its cleaver at Paya, hitting her with a 1. She does not block. This drops her to 4 body points. We got to get rid of this guy. I was really hoping Ragnar wasn't going to have to lose another concentrated attack for this. Some bad guys be getting a promotion. Yes, no kidding. We have had some particularly hard bad guys that should have been easy in this quest series so far. Gromina, she is at the very top of the camera up here in the top left. Can she actually get a decent dice roll? 7 isn't terrible. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, she's going to have to spend her turn trying to disarm this pit trap. And she doesn't. She falls in it. Well, she was the only hero without any damage. She probably heard the sounds of battle and she's like, oh no guys, I'm so sorry, I've just not been doing anything. Hold on, I'll be right there, and then falls down into the pit trap. All right, Ragnar, I don't think we need to move the camera. He's not on camera, but he's about to be. 1, 2, 3, 4. There he is. He's just popped down in there in the bottom left so that he can use up his second of 3 concentrated attacks on a zombie. Ragnar swings his broadsword with extra concentration, hitting the zombie with a 4, which is a skilled strike. That zombie couldn't possibly defend that, so the zombie is super dead. It only took a different hero coming in there to take care of that. It's cool, Paya. It's not like, you know, the 3rd easiest monster in the game that you just missed over and over and over and over. And then this puts us on Tiaga. So I think Tiaga's going to go ahead and use Demon Form. Now we might card that to randomize it, but I think it would be smart for her to go ahead and recast her demon form. Does exactly the same thing it did before. She can still lose it if she gets hit. She can still get it back. She can get it back an unlimited number of times per quest. So there's action number 1 is recasting demon form. Action number 2 is moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, we are reminded that there is a hallway over here that, at least at the moment, doesn't appear to have anything in it. And she doesn't have any other actions. Paya. There we go. Now that she's not swinging and missing at a zombie over and over, can get back out of here. Ooh, 12. Man, is that a smart move for her? She's only got 4 body points left. I don't know if we want her to be the one to open that door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is she going to stop here and do any searching? We haven't searched any. Oh, we moved her off camera. There we go. So she's at this hallway here. So is she going to search her for traps, search her for secret doors, or just keep right on moving? She's going to search it for secret doors. Honestly, I think that's the smartest thing, because there's no need to search it for traps if there's nothing down there. And there is indeed nothing down there. So they can just keep on moving. And that means it's not her that opens the final boss door when she's kind of low on health. Okay. No monsters on the board, which puts us back at Grimina. Now, Grimina could keep trying to disarm the trap and theoretically continuously fall into it if she's getting bad rolls, but no more heroes need to get past this trap, so I think she can just leave it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, she's off camera again. Now, I do mean what I said. I kind of feel like she ought to be at the front of the line for this final room, being that she's at full health or close. But we're doing a little bit better now that Tiaga's back in demon form. Ragnar's still got all of his skills other than the concentrated attacks about to be used up. And Paya has her element of fire yet that she could use, which is really good. All right, Ragnar. He's the only one not on camera right here at the moment. Here he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not super helpful that turn, but it did put him back onto the other camera. So now we got everybody pretty much right in a row. Tiaga. Looks like by the dice, she is going to be the one to discover 1, 2, 3, 4. Our final door, which is on this corner. Slightly problematic for the 3D board, but we should be able to sneak a wall in there, sort of. Doesn't look very good, but it gets the point across. When she opens that door, we'll be able to kind of fix that. And then, yes, they know that this square is not trapped, so there's no reason she can't go ahead and open that door. So kind of poke that wall in the way it's supposed to be. In this room, there are no additional doors. There are, however, 2 bookshelves, and we're going to use the 2 different sculpts of these. So we've got the regular Hero Quest 1 and the Mage of the Mirror expansion 1. These are taking up the entire back wall. We're not actually showing this room very well. There we go. In the middle of the room, there is a table. We'll put a carpet down here. There's our table. And there is a smattering of monsters here. There is a skeleton. We'll go ahead and use the Milton Bradley skeleton right here. There is a deep skeleton. And we'll just have to remember that this is a deep skeleton right here. There are 2 zombies. Oh boy. Every once in a while, not very often, but every once in a while, we will run across a mini that I made a sad, sad attempt at painting in my youth, and one of the zombies I just pulled was one of those. Now this is not one of the worst offenders, but you can see I just painted his vest the same color as his skin, so that was kind of dumb. This is an unpainted version of the same mini. So I'd say this is one of the less egregious examples of that, but still kind of embarrassed to have these on the board when we've got such nice versions that Savannah has painted. Those two guys are there. And then finally we have one more mummy to get rid of. And this is actually the same mini that was translucent, except it's the normal, not translucent version. Melar nowhere to be found in this final room, worth mentioning. Okay, Tiaga's done nothing but move. It would be foolish of her to step into that square. The real question is she going to attack or search for traps? And I think most players, being that this is the end of the quest, they've got to know that there's an extreme, even though they haven't searched for secret doors, they've got to know that this is probably the final. They've gone through a lot. There's not a lot of places a secret door could lead them they haven't been already. I think we should double weight her attacking over searching for traps. So we'll say a low or a medium number is going to be attacking, and a high number is going to be searching for traps. 6 is still medium, so she is going to be attacking. It's pretty much that skeleton right there is the one. Being that she's in demon form, she gets an extra attack dice, so she fires a blast of demonic energy at the skeleton, hitting it with a 1. It does not block. That puts us at Paya. Now, what would be the best use of her Burning Spirit? Her Burning Spirit would allow her to cause 2 undefendable points of damage to every monster in a straight line out from her. Or diagonally. But then she would be opening herself up to attack, and she's only got 4 body points. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. If she could roll well enough to get here, she could Burning Spirit diagonally and just immediately eliminate that mummy. But then she's definitely getting attacked by the deep skeleton and the zombie, and the odds of her surviving that are pretty low. So that's not a good plan. Sending her in there at all is not a good plan until she's got some backup. And she didn't roll very good either. So 1, 2, 3. Even if that wasn't a dumb plan, she didn't roll enough to get in there. Monster's turn. Now, monsters cannot move through heroes. They can only move through other monsters. Now, since they're in the doorway, that means only one monster can get up there. This is something that a lot of players consider to be a fatal flaw of Hero Quest, is that technically you could cheese every room by letting your group of heroes stand in the doorway. And there still hasn't really been an amazing way to fix that, other than some newer monsters that they put into one of the expansions. So really, we just need to determine, is it going to be the deep skeleton or this zombie that goes up there to attack Tiaga? It's going to be the deep skeleton. All right, deep monsters have extra attacks, so that deep skeleton swings its scythe at Tiaga, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks. Just barely, but she blocks. Gramina. Can't really get into a meaningful space here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because heroes can't move through monsters, so she can't... 5, 6 wouldn't work anyway. She wouldn't be able to get in there. She also can't see that skeleton to shoot it since it's around a corner, so there's really nothing she can do until Tiaga blasts the space. It's going to be pretty much the same for Ragnar, who is next. He can get up there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but he can't go any further than that until somebody blasts an opening. Justin says, it's like 300. Funnel them in a single point. Their number don't mean anything. Yeah. That is something that a lot of players do. And I could do more often, but I don't think it's all that interesting to watch. You know what I mean? So keeping the heroes in the doorway, unless I think they're going to die with any other strategy, I'm not super likely to do that. We're at Tiaga, so hopefully she can blast this skeleton so that they can get in there. The problem is, Paya shouldn't walk in there, and so Paya's kind of in the way. What can we do about this situation that's going to help this? Probably what we should do is have Tiaga shoot and then move so that we can get it so that Paya's not the second person. Okay, Tiaga shoots a blast of demonic energy at the deep skeleton, hitting it with a 1. It does not block. Good. So she took that thing out. And then we're going to go ahead and move her away from the door so that we can strategize a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just move her back here. Now, Paya would have to attack close range. If she used that burning spirit, she would be stuck there and she would still get hit by both of those zombies, which is not good. If she went in there and killed either of the zombies, she couldn't kill them both, but if she did, the mummy wouldn't be able to get to her, but the other zombie would. The zombie doesn't have enough attack dice to kill her, so maybe that is the move. If both zombies attack her, they might kill her. But if she kills one of the zombies, that mummy doesn't have enough movement to get to her. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah. 1, 2. Did she move? I think that 5 is hers. 3. Does Burning Spirit cost an action? Yes, it does. Oh, I was looking at Touch of Endless Inferno. Yes, Burning Spirit cost an action. Because I was just thinking I'd almost rather her not use this on a zombie. It seems like overkill, but I think we need to guarantee she kills this or she's in real trouble. Okay. Paya moves into the room. Focusing her energy, she expels a beam of brilliant energy from her soul's core. This beam is straight line and continues until it meets a wall or closed door, which just envelops this zombie. Each enemy in the beam takes 2 body points of damage. This cannot be defended. So that zombie is absolutely and utterly destroyed. Yeah, okay. I was just thinking that I may have actually messed up the math in my head here. So this zombie, now we're on the monster's turn, can get to her. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to swing. Oh, why couldn't she have destroyed the bad painted one? It's going to swing its cleaver at her, hitting her with a 1, which she does manage to block. Excellent. The mummy is coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, but does not reach a point that it can actually attack her. So our stuff kind of worked out there. Gramina, get in there and help. Now Ragnar can't shoot long range, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to move Gramina into the corner, because now she can shoot at this zombie, and she won't block Ragnar from helping. Gramina loads an arrow into her crossbow and fires at the zombie, hitting it with a critical hit of 3. The zombie blocks one of those hits, but not the other 2, meaning it is dead. Ragnar is going to get in there and hopefully use his last concentrated attack on that mummy. Oh man, he can't. He can't reach it. If only Paya wasn't in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't have long range, right? I'm remembering that right? Yes. There is nothing he can really do right there. Tiaga, however, might be able to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can shoot. Paya shoots a beam of demonic energy at the mummy, hitting it with a critical hit of 3. Boy, they're not screwing around here at the end. The mummy defends 2 of those hits, but not the last one. It's not dead, but it's close. It's clinging to life here. And Paya, yeah, the mummy couldn't kill her in 1 hit at least. So Paya's going to go ahead and move forward and swing her wooden staff at the mummy. Will she land the killing blow? Nope, she totally misses. Monster's turn. The mummy swings a fist at Paya and also misses her. Okay, Gramina. Oh man, is Gramina going to walk in here and do the last... No, 1, 2, 3. Nothing's been searched for in this room. They've been kind of stupid about this. Gramina, traps or secret doors? She's going to search traps. She could have shot at the mummy, I guess. But there are no traps in here. Ragnar would have to get a pretty good roll to get all the way around there. That's a pretty good roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he is going to use up his last concentrated attack here. Focusing his energy, he swings his broadsword with all his might. Oh my gosh. All his might was not an exaggeration. Hitting the mummy with a 5, and because it was damaged already, that is a skilled strike. That mummy is super dead. Out it goes. Ooh, buddy. All right, that leaves Tiaga to be the one to search here. So is she gonna search for secret doors or treasure? She's going for treasure. Very interesting, because the person who finds this matters a lot. So searching this room, Tiaga finds our first artifact of the game, which is, oh, showing this to the wrong camera, the Talisman of Lore. This medallion increases your mind points by 1 for as long as it is worn. So we're gonna go ahead and mark this on her sheet. The Talisman of Lore. And increase her mind points to 6. And as I mentioned earlier, this book does a lot of foreshadowing, or sorry, this quest does a lot of foreshadowing for one of our later books, and whoever ended up finding the talisman in this quest plays a large role in that book, and we now know that that hero is going to be Tiaga. So very interesting. That also concludes everything that we need to do for this quest, or I spotted something as I was saying a sentence. It would, except for nobody got rid of this pit trap, which means it could damage our heroes on the way back out. So we need to figure out how that plays out before we can for sure be done with this quest. So we need to get Paya moving first. I should have thought of that back when Gramina was standing in the trap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We either need to get everybody past it, or we need to get Gramina to get rid of it. No monsters on the board, so speaking of Gramina, good, she didn't mosey this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She can't do her 11th move. Ragnar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Normally we would not be doing this like nothing but rolling nonsense, but since there is a potential danger to the heroes still on the board, we need to make sure we get rid of it without anybody dying. Tiaga, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Paya. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think she's dumb enough to try and step on it when she's low on health. Gramina, get a good roll again. That's not a good roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tiaga. Oh no, sorry, Ragnar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tiaga. Only 1, 2, 3. Paya's just going to skip her turn because, again, we don't want her to step on that trap. We don't need to roll for Gramina. 1, 2. Does she get rid of it or fall in it? She gets rid of it. Okay, that's all we needed to do. We just needed to make sure that nobody was going to fall in that pit trap so many times that they die. Okay, so that concludes the actual quest portion for tonight. So let's talk cleanup and skill sets, and then we will get out of here. We use up, here's Gramina's stuff. Ragnar had a couple of his skills left over. And then the Talisman of Lore and this Potion of Healing can go into the hero's stuff. Okay, as per usual, Mentor awards each surviving hero 50 gold coins. So they do get a total of 200 coins, putting us up to 585 coins at the end. Now there was no additional gold for completing this. So I think, right? Yeah, no additional gold for completing this, so 585 is where we're staying. It's a little less than where we've ended the last few quests, but that's okay. It's still a decent amount. So let's talk skill sets. Okay, first off, that would be pretty bad. You die in a pit after beating the dungeon. Yeah, wouldn't that be just a kick right in the face? Gramina. This is only her second quest, and I mean, she played an integral role, being the one who could disarm traps, but I can't help but be a little bit disappointed about her performance, just because she just didn't care, you know what I mean? She wasn't in a big hurry to get anywhere. She didn't do very much fighting at all. So yeah, kind of a little confusing there, because again, she did play an integral role in being able to get rid of the traps, the only one in the party. But I wish she had been a little bit more involved. Okay, for skill sets, her first point is going to go towards Education level 2, which does increase her mind points. So she now has 6 mind points, gives her a much better chance of throwing off enemy spells that try to control her or put her to sleep. And her other point is going to a bunch of stuff that we're redrawing. Machinery level 1. Let me see if that's anything. Not quite. Level 3 is the next time she gets something in machinery. Okay, so that's her. Sir Ragnar, kind of similar. He played a role. He was definitely there, but he was kind of the powerhouse hero. He should have been in the combat more. But going down that dead-end hallway just kind of like ruined his chance and Gramina's chance of being right in the middle of everything. He didn't do nothing, but he didn't do as much as I would have liked to have seen. And again, this is only his second quest ever. And in the first quest he went in, he was the one who killed the boss. So I guess he's deserved a little bit of a break. His first point is going to be Education level 1. Killing me how many of them are going for education. It's probably the least helpful of the skill set categories, and everybody keeps going for it. And his other point is going to be Constitution level 1, which would increase body points. He doesn't get anything for that, but I know both Constitution 2 and Education 2 are boosts. So they're getting closer. He's getting closer to boosts every quest. Tiaga definitely did some stuff. Tiaga was the one who got rid of that gargoyle. She didn't land the killing blow, but thanks to her shenanigans, she knocked out more than half its health. So she was definitely kind of in the weeds in this quest. She was in there and she was doing it. And she was facing that one mummy totally alone, even though she was down to almost no body points. And she did manage to land the killing blow on that, even though she also ran away from it. This was her third ever quest. Okay, let's see. Her skill set points are going to be Combat level 1, which I think is nothing for her. Yes, she doesn't get anything until level 4 in combat. And her second point is going to be Combat 2. So she's really training up in fighting. She realized that she did a lot of combat in this quest, and she wants to make sure that she is good at it moving forward. So again, no benefits this time, but she is building towards some good stuff. Finally, Paya, who again, this was also her third ever quest, managed to use all of her monk skills. That's all 3 quests she's been on that she has actually used all of her monk skills, which is nice. Means that she's actually doing something. My only complaint about her, if I've got one, is that she just kept missing. It's like every time she tried to attack, she was just missing over and over. So hopefully in future quests we'll be able to build her up to have better attack dice, because part of that is her wooden staff only giving her 2 attack dice. Being a monk, if she can build up combat, she will quickly not need a weapon at all, and her base attack will be her greatest ally, and she'll be throwing quite a good amount of attack dice without needing a weapon. So let's see, her first skill set point is going to be, oh good, Combat level 2, like she read my mind, which increases her base attack to 2. Now this is good because theoretically, she doesn't need that wooden staff anymore. She's hitting with her fists just as hard as she does with the staff. So let's do that. Let's just get rid of that staff, which should be 75 coins to add. I'll just erase that right off her character sheet. It doesn't change her close range attack dice. And we can give ourselves 75 coins here. Oh, that's going to be a little bit complicated. Hold on a second. That's 590, so that would be 660, right? Yeah, 660 coins. Just in case you're wondering, I've changed gold amounts to always end in either a 0 or a 5, so we can't get 666 coins. Okay, and then her second point is going to be Magic Memorization 1. Now, she doesn't get very much in that, but let's just see if by chance level 1 is something. I can't even find her. Oh, there she is. No, she doesn't get anything in that until level 4. Okay, but she did a good job increasing her base attack. So as I mentioned, I think she gets something. I think she gets something for every level in combat. Lame. Yeah, Justin says lame. Yes, absolutely. All right. Yeah, that does it. That does it for us. We've got that all taken care of. All right. So that is going to conclude the episode for tonight. So tomorrow night is a Sunday night, which means it is a painting stream. So just in case anybody watching doesn't know our schedule, we do quests like we did tonight on Fridays and Saturdays, and then also Mondays and Tuesdays. And then on Sundays and Wednesdays, always at midnight. So Sunday night and Wednesday night are painting streams. So tomorrow, my wife Savannah will be here painting some of these minis. I'm not sure quite yet what she has planned as far as what she's planning on painting. I think she finished the Swamp Goblins, or if she didn't finish them, she got really close. So we should be moving on to something else, which is really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what she chooses to work on next. I think she's been talking about doing some of the heroes, which I'm particularly excited about, getting more of these heroes painted like Ragnar is. So if you are interested in watching the paint stream and also, of course, hanging out with her, chatting with her, contributing to how things shape up, definitely check back in tomorrow night at midnight so you can see that. And I will see you guys back here on Monday night, again at midnight, where we will be doing the next quest. And I happen to know, I remember the order of some of these, that the next quest is one of the first, like, particularly difficult ones. It starts with the heroes, I think, being captured, and so it's pretty common for a hero to die in Quest 6. So, awesome. Oh yeah, Justin says I'll probably be there. I'll be up. Yeah, agreed. That's and awesome too. Okay, I try not to gush too much during closing stuff. Whether you're watching this right now live on Twitch or whether you're watching this later on when it's not live over on YouTube, I want to thank you so much for watching this. As always, Justin, thank you for hanging out with me and chatting. It's always great to chat while we're doing this and have a lot of fun. I'm not sure if Gohan is still here, but Gohan was talking early on in the quest. So thank you to Gohan as well for chatting. If you're watching this, oh, Savannah was chatting too, but she's the other host of the channel, so I don't know if I need to thank her. But if you're in the stream right now and you didn't chat at any point, feel free to chat next time, by all means. And also, if you don't want to, that is also fine. I don't mean to say that you have to chat if you're here. Thank you anyway for watching so much. Anybody, regardless of whether this is live or not, thank you for every second of time you spend watching this. I hope you enjoy what you see, and considering that I'm also heavily involved in the background music, I hope you also enjoyed what you heard. And we will catch you back here tonight. No, sorry, not tonight. Tomorrow night for I guess it is kind of tonight, isn't it? It's technically Sunday right now. I'm going off on tangents. We will see you tomorrow night for a painting stream on Midnight Quest. We'll see you guys later.